Microphone.
Rolling by trike. Here we go.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hello, guys. Thank you for joining us today. Blessed Sunday to everybody. Hello. Let's have who's here? Who's in the house? No,
we do that afterward.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome back to Rich Abroad.
I'm your host, Richie Rich.
And this is Cheng. So for today's live stream, let me just remind you.
Why did it say that?
Trust me. See?
Okay. All right.
Okay. So before we jump in, just a few quick reminders for everybody joining or tuning in tonight. This is a call-in live stream. You all know the drill. The number is scrolling down across the bottom of the screen. It's 415-490-8030. Add 1 if you're outside the US. Add 1 before each number if you're outside the US. And of course, each call is limited, please, to 2 minutes and 2 seconds to give everybody a fair chance.
I think there's going to be a lot of call-ins today. So
Yeah.
just in advance, you guys don't be mad if we cut you off. We just want to get all the calls in as possible. We know this is probably a live stream where a lot of people are going to have a lot to say. I understand that. So again, I don't be mad, don't hate. We just want to get everybody a shot to speak their minds, speak their piece.
We need to keep the show going.
So we got to keep the calls short. But we want your calls. We wanted you guys to call in, compose yourself, get your thoughts together before you get on the phone, and get your words in.
Yeah,
okay?
Keep it concise, guys, and straight to the point. Yeah, and most importantly, this is very important. Please be respectful to everyone in the chat and on the call or the live stream.
And before we get going, so because of the topic, we're talking about dating single moms, setting boundaries in the Philippines. Like I know our demographic is what it is. It's 99 point something % male, between the ages of 40 and 65. That's the demographic. So we know who's in the chat. We know who's talking. We know who's here. And the thing is, we know this is a hot topic. It's a live topic. Keep in mind that we do have some nice young Filipinas in the audience. So even though you may not have whatever you have to say, be polite, be respectful. Everybody's position is different, and we're going to talk about that some in the live stream. But just again, make sure we're not attacking other people. We're not attacking other people. The position or a situation is what it is. Say what you got to say, but look, most of us are educated people here. You can speak, you can be a clear, concise, articulate, and say what you got to say in a respectful way. Yeah. That's all. Okay? Yeah, okay. So go ahead and finish with
So today's hot topic is, should foreigners avoid single moms, or single moms the best partners? So of course, we're going to explore the challenges, the benefits, and everything that happens in between. Plus, we want to hear what you think.
We definitely want to hear what you think. So I'm gonna kick it off. Hold on, before we kick it off, let's holler at the people here in the audience already. DC is
Hello,
in the
DC.
house. What's up, DC? Cliff is here on a countdown.
Hey,
Cliff is on his countdown. Why are you calling him Cliff?
Hey, Cliff.
Cliff is on his countdown. He's gonna be here in 57 days.
50, he said.
This is.
I think.
Okay, I don't know.
Less
than 57
Rhoda.
days. Rhoda's in the house. What's happening, Rhoda?
Pray for us.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Rhoda's in church, right? You can't be watching the live stream and listening to the Lord at the same time. But yeah, so
probably checked in
watch
first.
The live stream. Yeah. All right. Morris is in the house. What's up, Morris?
Mo
out there in Bermuda, right? Let's see who else in the Slick Rick.
Slick Rick
is on the board doing his thing.
Hello, Naps.
Naps is in the house. I'm hoping. I haven't seen him yet, but I'm hoping. Black Box is in the house and is going to jump in here. Obi-Wan is here. Obi-Wan is up in here. Chosen One is also up in here. Thank you very much. Awesome having you here. DG is up in here from Washington.
Butch, we have a new one.
Where's that at?
Hold on, scroll.
Scroll. Butch 3727. Butch is
Hello,
in the house.
Butch.
What's up, Butch? Hey, let us know where you're joining us from, bro. Let us
Where
know where
you're
you're from. We
watching
always
from.
want to know where people are watching us from. And let's see what else.
Tiger Ronnie.
Ronnie is up in the house. I think Ronnie is on his way back here in the near future.
Yeah, I think 2 weeks from
in
now.
a couple in a couple weeks. We'll be happy to have him in. Ronnie, I wanted real quick. I went to a Christmas party last night and I had to make a tough choice between what whiskey to take to the party and what whiskey I was gonna leave for myself. Bro, you know your whiskey is still sitting here on my shelf waiting for you to come back. I was not giving that whiskey away at a party. Come on, man. Anyway, I gave some other whiskey away, but that buffalo whiskey is sitting here waiting for us to put that on ice and have another sip. Pinoy Kuya is in the house.
Hello, Pinoy Kuya.
What's happening, Pinoy Kuya? All right, let's get into the topic. So I'm gonna kick it off, and I want to ask you directly.
Oh,
I want to ask.
Let's preface first.
Okay. Well, let me ask you directly, and you can. What's your take? Do you think foreigners should avoid single moms in the Philippines? And I know that's a general statement, but I know you're a single mom. Now, for you guys who don't know, I think most of you guys already know. Ching was married a while ago, and her husband passed away. God bless her late husband. He passed away 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And so a little different situation, but nonetheless a single mom,
yes.
Right? Okay. So, do you think foreigners should date a single mom, or single moms should be avoided? I know it's a blanket statement, but you'd say how you respond, how you want to respond.
Yeah, my response would be you should consider. Okay, I'm not saying that go for it or avoid them. I would say that you should consider it. Okay, so it's not everyone's cup of tea. So, but
how come?
Because it comes with responsibilities.
Every relationship comes with responsibilities.
It comes with responsibilities, but the added, like, it's a made up family.
Added responsibility.
So I know that, dating someone who's single, you're just taking account you and your girlfriend, but dating a single mother, you're taking to account the children as well.
Right.
So it's added responsibility.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's my answer to your question.
Okay. All right. I don't know that you actually answered the question.
but I don't want to, to be because I'm a single mom. I want to give every single mom a chance for a new relationship. So I want to say yes, but
say yes what?
Yes, go for it. But you can consider also the kind of way if it's your cup of tea. I'm not saying that it's for everybody.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you mentioned added responsibilities. What kind of added responsibilities comes with dating a single mom?
I think the added responsibility is number one. You may consider yourself or saved up for yourself only and for a girlfriend, but you didn't expect to fall in love with a single mother with 2 kids. So
or 3 or 4
or
4
7 or 5 or 7.
Yeah.
So, but having said that, you need to take into account financial responsibility, because you can't just date the mom and then disregard the children.
No. Kids gotta eat too.
Yeah.
Kids gotta eat too, right?
And also, if you come into that relationship, if you are going to let her move in with you, you're not just moving her in, you're moving in the children as well.
Right.
So, of course, there's food, and also take into account the school tuition, right?
Yeah.
If she
clothes,
clothes. But that's one thing that you have to set boundaries from the beginning.
Boundaries, we say. Okay, all right. Butch said, "I think it's a hard ask for single, childless men." Butch, I don't disagree with you, brother. I think it's a very hard ask, bro.
It is.
I mean, to take on. I mean, think about this. You're going from taking care of yourself, and now you're taking care of 3 people or 4 people, or in some cases 8 people. right? You're taking on a whole bunch of
Response.
responsibility. I mean, and look, that equals money,
It
right? That's
is.
money that's just gonna be take extracted from your pockets that you did not expect to be going out into the world. But now, I mean, those responsibilities cost money.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
let
What's the
me
but?
answer.
Sure. What's the
Let
but?
me answer, but
Sure.
because it just surprised me to meet people who are single and childless comes here and they 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 want to have a ready-made family.
It doesn't surprise me, but what does surprise me is the choices that some of those people make for the ready-made family. Um, because it doesn't surprise me because I can understand that a man who's 55 years old to 60
Mm.
something years old, might say, "Hey, I really want to have a family. I want to leave a legacy." That does not surprise. I think almost every man on this planet wants
Wants
to
to
leave
leave
a
a
legacy,
legacy. Yeah,
so
I
that doesn't
agree.
surprise me. But then you can make your own children, or you could choose a ready-made family. But there's so many situations. There's so many situations where you could choose
Mm.
someone who has
X
some good,
amount of
x
children.
amount of kids,
And you have to vet all
are
those
good. Yeah, vet the
children.
children, vet the kids. The kids are a good age for
Mm.
you. You know that it's a there's so many situations where it's
Yeah,
a good fit. You don't have to jump just because I
you
think
want.
people are in a rush. People are in a rush. You don't have to jump into a bad
Mm.
situation just because you want
Mm.
to have a family. You still don't have to jump. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
know
I
time
think
is of the essence, but you don't have to jump into the first thing.
that
Yeah,
you meet or first
right.
person that you meet. I mean, every single mom has her own story. Like for example, I've been widowed for 8 years,
Hmm.
which is very different from someone who's just recently separated.
Right.
And some women may still be healing. Some of them, are juggling complicated dynamics with their exes
Yep.
because the father is
We
still
ain't even got
there,
into that yet.
and some are just fully independent. It's
Hmm.
important to see a woman for who she really is and not just assume that one label fits all, because when you hear, or she's a single mom, you already judged her without knowing her background.
Right.
Why did she become a single mom?
Would yeah? I mean, and there's a lot of truth to that.
Mm.
But would you agree that okay.
You
I'll
forgot
leave.
your
No,
question.
I didn't. I
You
didn't.
said,
I'm
are
being
you
careful with my words
discerning?
today. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's ask some important questions. We're gonna
Mm.
get some important questions. Number one, um, can a man be the leader? And right. So you're asking a man to come in. You're
Mm.
asking him to take the responsibility of being with you and some kids that are not his kids. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, no matter how he feels
Mm.
about the kids, no matter how you feel about him, those are not his kids. And
Mm.
ultimately, they're not his responsibility.
Yeah.
He can take on that responsibility voluntarily,
Yes,
right,
that's
on his
the
own
word.
accord.
Mm.
But they're not his kids,
Mm-hmm.
right? And whose responsibility is it really?
It's the mom's
It's the mom's
responsibility.
responsibility, right?
Mm.
But if that man comes in, he accepts that responsibility, which, for each his own,
Mm.
um, does he have authority over those kids?
Absolutely. I think I've said this in the
Hmm.
in the video
Right.
that um if I'm going to ask you or welcome you into
Hmm.
my life and to the life of my boys, I think that I will also give you that authority to discipline my children. Because if you're providing for us, if you're spending your money
Hmm.
on us, I think it's fair that I give you that, you know, authority to discipline my children. Because your role doesn't stop only when you provide, do you get
When
what
you
I
provide financially.
Yeah, when you
Well,
provide
how do you respond
financially.
to the women, and not just in the West, but here too? But here too, how do you respond to the women who say, "No, you can't"? Hmm, yeah,
Sorry.
that's crazy, huh? Like
Mm.
someone's not doing their job. Anyway, how do you respond to the women who say, "No, you can't discipline my kids"?
I,
Right? You can live in my house. You can beat these cheeks. You can provide for all of us, right? You can provide as if that's like as if
mm,
that's like a cool
cool
thing,
thing.
a privilege, right? You can provide for all of us, but you don't have the authority to discipline my
Or
kids.
that's asinine. Did I use it
Well,
correctly?
that's how I
I,
use it. Yeah,
yeah,
I think it's
because
asinine. I think it's
yeah, it
absolutely
is.
asinine.
Because
Right. You can
It
give me
should,
all your money.
yeah,
Give me all your
you
money.
give your
Take care of
money,
all of
and
us.
then when
Right.
it comes to,
But you don't have a say so.
yeah, you don't have a say. No, that's not right. That's
Right.
not right. I think when the moment you allow that man to enter into your life, into the life of your boys,
Mm-hmm.
he has to be, what's the purpose? Why do you want him in your life? Number one is for you to have a partner and to help you raise the children. Yeah, so raising the children involves money, and it involves a lot of discipline in raising the children. So I think he needs to be involved as well. So that's
Right.
my opinion.
Right. Okay. All right.
You
Um.
can't just take the money and then don't let him discipline the children. I don't think
Right.
that's
I
fair.
mean, I think there has to be a level of commitment, right? I mean, you
Mm,
can't just come in and say, "Okay, I'm the father of the house. I'm
mm,
everybody do what I tell you,"
mm.
right? It doesn't work that way.
It
There
has
has, I
mutual
mean,
respect.
yeah, there's a level of respect between the kid, between the mom
Mm,
and the new dude coming in,
mm,
and it has. I think it's it. I mean, there has to be a certain level of commitment in the relationship where he says, "I'm gonna be here for a long time.
mm,
I'm gonna be here. This is how it's gonna be,"
mm,
and we all just need to come to an understanding. Would
And if
you?
you're paying the bill for the house, and then it's your house, it's your rules. You should be the one to be
I'm just
followed.
saying.
That's my
I'm
opinion,
just
and
saying
that's
if
just my
I'm paying them
opinion.
light
If you're
bills
paying the
and I'm
bills,
putting food on the table,
yes, then
and
you
you
should. It's your house. Basically, you're the king of the house. You're the king of the house,
uh,
and you
that
should
was gross.
follow. You should be the one to lead the
You're so
household.
bold. Shoot.
I don't
Yeah,
have
you
one.
keep going,
Oh
keep
yeah.
going. Yeah, yeah, keep going.
Yeah, so I think that when you start getting money or accepting money from the person who's providing and protecting for you, and of course you live in his house altogether, I think it's he has the authority to have a he has a say. He has a say. I think I'll leave it at that. So yeah.
I think he's got more than a say.
Yeah. So he set some boundaries, he set some rules, and it that doesn't necessarily mean that my I
My
know
way or the
my
highway.
way or the highway, but
I think
yeah,
they must think they live here now. They do, huh? Anyway,
yeah.
anyway, sorry about that. We had
Mm.
an insect issue. Yeah,
Infestation.
not
It's not
insect.
infestation,
Yeah, an
but
issue. Let's get into the comments real quick. Let's see.
Tiger said, if you're
Yeah.
going to date in the Philippines, then you're going to be dating a single mom.
The chances are extremely
Extremely
high.
high.
Right. I mean, we've had the conversation about single moms. We all know how most men at home feel
Feel.
about single moms, right? But let's be real. When you come to the Philippines, if you're dating a woman over 30 years old, the odds, I mean, the numbers say that 77, I think it's like 77%
Mm.
of the women over 30 years old are single moms. It isn't, maybe it's 68. Sorry. Are single moms. It's an extremely high
High.
number, right? So you just that's just something that you have to wrap your mind around,
Mm.
likely, right?
Sorry.
So I agree with that. Go ahead.
Mm. Malcolm said, perhaps depending upon the child's age is a consideration. I agree.
I agree with that. I think it
Mm.
is. I mean, can you imagine getting into a situation if you're a man coming over here and the mom just had a baby? Can you
Yeah.
imagine a situation where the mom just had a baby? The baby is like an infant, and you're getting into that situation. Now you know there's going to be entanglements with the baby's daddy. There's going to be,
Of
right, with the
course.
baby's daddy. You're going to have to deal with that. You're having to deal with paying for diapers, hospital
Mm,
stuffs,
milk.
all kinds of stuff, and you just got into the relationship. So there's a lot of stuff to consider.
Mm.
Malcolm, I think that's an excellent point.
Yeah. So David Pryor, hello David. So hello Rich and Cheng, ready to be enlightened, keep the perspective and laughs coming.
We don't try to keep it
Mm.
fun and entertaining. It's a hot topic.
Yeah, it
So
is.
but we'll keep it entertaining for
Keep
sure.
it light.
Okay.
Pinoy Kuya said, if the foreigner is planning to take a woman back to his country, that's an added burden to
But no,
consider.
Kuya, you ain't never lying, bruh.
Mm.
I mean, think about that. Now, not only you taking her, but you're gonna have to consider taking all
I
of
don't
that
like the
costs a
word
lot of
burden,
money.
sorry.
You know,
I don't I
what,
sorry.
what would you like? What would you like it to be?
Added responsibility.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Okay, if that makes you feel better.
Yeah, it does make me feel better.
Okay, so we're doing our emotional thing. Fair enough. Okay.
How you say
Pinocchio,
it.
you and me and the rest of the guys can look at it as a burden because that's what it is. It's a financial burden or responsibility, if
Responsibility.
you will,
Mhm.
right? But can we agree that it's going to cost more
It
money?
is, yes.
Okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
because
No, I mean, all right.
there's a
You can. I mean, you can have it your way. All right. We'll take our first call, and we knew who it was going to be. We placed bets. All right. So Morris, go ahead. What you got, bro?
Hi, Rich. Um, I agree with all your points.
Mm-hmm.
And guys have to have their mindset correct
Mm-hmm.
when you get there. When it comes to getting in a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
boundaries have to be set. If you strike up a relationship and this is a girl that you really are interested in, boundaries has to be set from the beginning before you even advance that relationship. If you don't, then you're setting yourself up for failure.
What kind of boundaries, Morris? Give me an example. What kind of boundaries do you need to set?
Respect.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
Respect.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be in the house, if you're gonna be with me, then you have to respect me as the head of the household.
Right.
And that has to be stated. Are you gonna respect me as the head of the household? And just like you said, are your children gonna respect me as the head of the household?
Right. Right.
When it comes to discipline, how are you gonna discipline the children?
Mm-hmm.
And as far as the upbringing, do you believe in physical punishment?
Right.
Or do you believe in time out or let your children do whatever they want?
Right. We're gonna have to talk about it.
And also, yes, you have to talk about their schooling. Do you want them to be career oriented,
Mm-hmm.
or are you gonna let them choose their own path?
Right.
Because some parents they want their children to do certain things.
Yeah, it's common in the East. Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of things have to be discussed. Now, for me, it would be different because I have two boys,
Mm-hmm.
and they're in the 30s, the early 30s.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that if I get with a woman, that she's gonna have children.
Right.
But for me, those children have to be grown.
Right.
That's my mindset. I'm not getting with no woman that has young children.
Right.
The children have to be teenagers and that knows what to do.
Right.
Because I ain't going down that road.
All good points.
And no matter how much we like each other, I'm not willing to go down that road and raise another family.
Right.
So, it's it's a whole dynamic that guys need to sit down and have a discussion.
Absolutely. All good points. Thanks, Mo. We appreciate you, and always happy to have you on from out there in Bermuda, bro. Appreciate you, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Blessings.
Right. Same.
Blessings.
Right. So, I always expect he's gonna be the first cat to call in, right?
Mm.
But look, he makes a great point. He makes a great point. It is what it is. You're taking on a lot of responsibility. There's one thing he didn't say that I think has to be said. I expect respect, but you got to give it. You can't just come in and be the dictator and say, y'all gonna do everything. You got to do this, do that. There is a transition. I think Des used the word transition. There is it's somewhat of a transition. You can't just come in demanding respect. You got to earn that too.
Earned, not given.
Yes, exactly. You got to give it too. But look, I expect her to back my call within reason.
Yeah.
Within reason. But absolutely, if I'm paying all the bills, I'm assuming the responsibility. You got to give me some respect.
Yeah.
Right?
And also not just to back your call. You should also back her call. So for example, when you discipline children, you should be a team when it comes to disciplining the children.
And that's a big thing. That's a big thing because I think it's easier to I understand a woman's point of view. I don't want some dude, you know, especially when it comes to corporal punishment, you
Mm.
know, spanking my kids, that would be tough to deal with,
For the
right?
mom,
That would be tough.
especially.
But there has to be a point where we understand,
You do it. You
yeah,
have to.
this is what's going to go
A
down. This is,
spanking moment.
yeah,
This is
this
a
might be a
spanking
spanking moment.
moment.
We might have to agree on what a spanking moment
Moment is,
means,
yes.
what it is, right? In
The
this situation, this
it's
is
a
a spanking
spanking
moment,
moment.
right? And this thing can be dealt with by, you know, your own restriction or your own punishment,
Mm.
whatever the heck. We can deal with that a different
Mm.
way. But those are things you're gonna have to sit down and talk about,
Yeah.
right?
So you have to agree on what kind of
Hmm.
punishments and whatnot. So
Okay.
Mr. said people with kids should stick with people with kids, and
Mm.
people without kids should stick to people without
Mm.
kids. I think that's good
That's
policy.
good policy. I mean, it's,
Yeah,
I don't know that it can always, you know, it's tough to
always
make that always
apply.
work, but it's not a bad policy, and
Yeah, because
it's tough to disagree with.
I agree because I think that as a man, this is just I'm just imagining,
Hmm.
if for example I'm a man and then I meet a woman with I'm a man with kids and then I met a woman without children. So
Hmm.
I'm thinking that how could she relate to me having children?
I always think
Yeah,
that
so
she don't even know what it's like to.
to
She
have
doesn't
children,
understand the sacrifice.
sacrifice.
She don't understand it. She's never made the sacrifice because having kids is all about sacrifice.
Mhm.
That's what it is. Getting married, having a family, is sacrifice because
Sacrifice.
it means now you're giving to them what you would have given to yourself,
Mm.
and so someone, she or he, won't understand that,
Mm.
right? So you know, they might want to and they might try to, but you've never been there, so I think it's difficult, right?
Mm. So
Go ahead.
DC, we're done with that.
Okay, we
DC,
did that
it's
one. All
DC.
right. Okay.
Okay, DC said, "How are the kids being provided before you came in their lives?"
They were making, she was making it happen somehow.
Mm-hmm.
You just make her life a hell of a lot easier, and which is in DC. That's a great question because it only lends credence to my policy of never ever dating a woman who doesn't have a job or
Especially when she
who,
has children.
yeah, who doesn't have some kind of income, because now you're the income, right? How is she? I don't know what her income was before, but whatever it was, it wasn't. It couldn't have been that. If you're talking about here, it couldn't
Mm.
have been that much, especially if she got children.
Mm.
So yeah, how she was providing for him, but your job, you just make her job a hell of a lot easier. I
Yeah.
mean, feasibly anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so Butch said it's the extended family too, so it's a lot, and you won't know if the woman is settling for you.
Shit. Um, how do you respond to that? So she's settling for you? I mean, in
Settling.
her mind, she might be.
Mm.
In her crazy ass mind, she might be settling. She might think she's settling for you. She might think she can do better, and maybe she can, Butch.
Mm.
Maybe she can. But a woman with multiple kids, especially when she gets into her mid to late 30s and into the 40s, shit, she better rethink what settling means.
Mm.
She seriously better rethink what settling means because she's her options are short. I mean, she might think she has more options
Mm.
because, you know, some certain, she might have been smashed by a certain person or whatever.
Mhm.
But that's all it was. But she can conflate that and think it's more. But she better start rethinking what her options are, what she thinks they are.
Yeah.
Okay. But good point. It's a good point though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan said, I dated and married a single mom. Her
Mhm.
daughter lived with her grandmother. Her daughters was younger and still in school, so she didn't live with us.
Different
So
situation.
different situation.
Okay.
Yeah, but
But still, you got to
still,
contend. Yeah, it's still the daughter's still in the picture.
at some
Yeah,
point they will
you
you
got
will
to plan
all
around the daughter. You
yeah.
still got to plan around her sometimes, right? So it's not necessarily right there in the household with you. You know, the kid. So you don't have to necessarily make
Mm.
disciplinary decisions or something like
Mhm.
that. But still in the
but
picture
but
nonetheless.
also it creates a different dynamic because
Right.
now the grandma has a say over the how you discipline the daughter,
Right.
because she's the one taking care of the daughter.
Right.
Okay, so it's not the mom, so mom is not the primary
Yeah.
disciplinarian.
And
So you
why
and
was
grandma,
grandma taking care of the daughter?
yeah, why isn't she
Yeah,
taking care of
Obi-Wan.
her?
I'm just curiously, bro.
Mhm.
I mean, no shade. Of
Yeah, yeah,
course,
yeah.
obviously, no shade. But why was grandma taking care of the daughter? Why was, I mean, yeah, that strikes me as an odd situation
Mhm.
that that mom is there, mom's capable and able-bodied, but the daughter's living with grandma. Why?
Mm.
Anyway, okay, All right. I would love to hear a little
Okay,
bit
there's
a
more
little bit more.
pala.
Okay.
There's
Ah,
more.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
Sorry, my bad. So Obi-Wan said, I didn't have any problems with that, but there are other situations where there will be
Well,
drama.
there would have to be drama because the first thing again, why is grandma taking care of the daughter when mom is able-bodied and capable?
Mm,
Unless she's not able-bodied and capable, and in
mhm,
that situation, then fair enough. Okay.
mhm.
All right.
So
Um,
Butch said, we think of passing on our own
DNA.
DNA
Right.
when you say legacy.
Having a little MF that looks like you, that
Mhm,
acts like you, that talks like you, right?
mhm.
I mean, when I think about my son sometimes it scares me how much he's like he gets on my damn nerve how how much he's like me. But I love him. I mean, it when I look at him like you mother, right? Because he
He's like
reminds me
of
of me.
you.
Yeah, he does. But there's that other side that's super cool too.
Mm,
But yeah, you want to. I hear you. I hear you, Butch. He looks like you. He talks like he acts like he's your spitting image.
who you
But
telling?
yeah,
Gosh.
but you can get that. I mean, your boys look just like you. But you can get. Can you get that from being with somebody who has her own kids? I don't think you can get that. But I think
Um,
you can get the feeling because you can influence them.
yeah,
You can
but
influence
you
them.
can also get the that feeling, and at the
Mhm.
same time, when you've been together for a while,
Mhm.
they get your
Yeah,
mannerisms, they
yeah.
get how
It's
you
like
talk.
Zeke laughing like me doing
Yeah.
doing the laugh. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So you can influence them, and it's
Mm,
it's kind of the nature versus nurture argument,
mm,
right?
mm, mm,
How
mm.
much does how much does nature come into it where they have somebody else's DNA, but you
You.
are around them so much that they start picking up your mannerisms or your actions. So
Mhm,
so I hear you on that. I hear you on that,
mm.
right? Okay.
So Obi-Wan said everyone should consider things like personal time and traveling for periods of time.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Hmm.
Definitely, bruh.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm so with that. I'm so with that. Sometimes you need a break. Sometimes you just need to get away. Especially if you're taking on a whole bunch of responsibility with a whole bunch of kids and stuff. So, all right. How did
He
we?
dropped it.
Oh, you dropped the call.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay, you dropped it. Okay. Joey Jover's in the house. What's
Hello,
up, Joey?
Joey.
Joey, stick around because we might need your opinion on a couple of things. Have a blessed Sunday. Back to you, Joey. We appreciate
Yes.
you
Hmm.
always, right? Go
Okay,
ahead.
so DG said a lot of them are still married, so tread lightly, gentlemen.
Right.
Yeah,
And well, I mean, that's
that's a
we just
different.
did a
Yeah.
video on
Mm-hmm.
that, and I'll comment on that briefly.
Mm,
If you're in a situation where you're dating somebody who's married but separated and has kids, I'm gonna call it what it is. Then you're a dummy. Then you are a dummy. Nothing good is gonna come out of that situation.
mm,
Nothing that benefits you is gonna come out of that situation. Out here, there's just too many other women out here that are single that might have kids. They might not,
are
but
not
at least
married.
I mean, you're just adding shit on top of the problem,
Mm,
on top of the problem, the heap of problems. You got a woman from a different culture.
with
Now,
children.
yeah, now she's got children.
Now
Now
she's
she's
married.
married, what separated.
Now the daddy is
Yeah,
still
the
in the picture.
daddy. You man, stop. I mean, you just chose you're making bad choices.
You chose
Yeah,
your own
yeah,
poison.
you chose your own poison, and you're gonna have to deal with it, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I agree with you, DG. But if if these dudes are coming out here dating women that are still married, they're the
Mm.
dummies. They're gonna get exactly what they deserve.
Let me
Right.
add a point to what you were talking about DNA and how you influence the
Mhm.
children even if they're not yours. I think that when you come into someone's life, especially a single mother with a single mother and of course her children, I think it's your what's your it defines your purpose. What's your purpose? You change the life of these children, and you want to not transform but add value to their life. If you see them as a blessing, you see them that will add joy to your life, not a burden, and not something that you take lightly, because if your purpose is to you know it doesn't necessarily have to come back to you. You get what I mean?
You're
When you
saying it
give.
should be altruistic.
Yeah.
It should be altruistic.
Sometimes
It should
sometimes
be.
sometimes when
I,
you give when you give, not necessarily does it need to come back to you, but when you give and you love that, you grow to love that those children genuinely. I think, your what's your purpose in this?
I hear what you're saying, but my rebuttal to that is
Mm,
that's easy to say as the mom
mm.
because you're not the one who
Yeah,
is
who
going
is not?
is expected to provide.
Mm-mm.
But remember, a lot of cats are coming here. They're on a fixed
Fixed
income,
income. Got
on a
you.
fixed income, and it is what it is. That
Mm-mm.
income is what it is, and suddenly, I'm I'm having to divide my income, that fixed income, between not just me and you,
Mm.
but me and two others or three others.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot to ask of a man, and then not respect that man for this. Talking about sacrifice, he's sacrificing for you. He's sacrificing for kids that aren't even his.
Mm.
That's a lot to ask of a man.
Yeah, that's
That's
all
all
the
I'm
more
saying.
reason,
Yeah,
all the more reason why you need to pick a woman who can provide on her own and on her
absolutely,
children
absolutely.
without you. So you're just an addition.
You
So
can
she can,
add to it. Yeah,
yeah, she can just continue what she's already paying for, but you can add to it,
sure.
you know.
Add to it. Make her life better. But why jump into a situation that's shit from the start,
Mm.
right? So if you got a woman now, you got a woman. You've chosen a woman who has kids, right? She ain't got no job, right? So what are you doing with her? What are you getting back from her that you wouldn't be able to get back from a woman who had a job or who had less kids? I think choosing the right situation for yourself becomes really, really important.
Mm.
It really is vital that you choose a good situation for yourself. And yeah, I know you can't pick who you fall in love with, but pick the person you go out on a date with to start with. Pick the person you start talking to once you know her situation. If you know she doesn't qualify for what you're looking for, then she doesn't qualify. Keep it
Mm-hmm.
pushing, right? And
Yeah.
move on to the next person. There's plenty of nice Filipinas here. There's plenty of nice Filipinas of good Filipinas who would make your life a lot better, who will add to your life. You don't need to pick a situation that's shit from the start. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
So Obi-Wan said, obviously, you should have a detailed conversation about how things would be before they would move in, not after. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, some people avoid that conversation because it's a tough conversation to
Conversation.
have, right?
But
It's
you have to.
because it's about money. It's
Mm.
about money. It's about finances, and some people they know but you got to have that
But
conversation. That's the bound. That's one of the boundaries
boundaries.
that has to be set, and you have to talk about
Yeah.
because she's gonna. Can we do this? Can I do
Mm.
that? But those things cost money. So now
Yeah.
you know what the boundary is. Now you know this is what we have. This is how
Mm-hmm.
much money we have to spend. This is how much money we have to spend on X, Y, and Z. You decide. You know the budget. You know what it is. You can tell me. Can you do this?
Yeah,
You can tell me. Can we?
if
Yeah.
she's not okay with it, then that's your cue. Yeah. If she's not okay with
That's
it,
it.
that's your
And
cue.
that's it, right? Exactly. So Obi-Wan, I completely agree. Those are tough conversations.
Mm.
We keep saying you're gonna have to sit down and ask some tough questions and have some
Mm.
tough conversations. You're dealing. I want to ask you guys. I really want to ask you guys your lifetime commitment of provision and protection. What is it worth to you? What is that worth to you? Hear me. You're committing to somebody for the rest of your life to provide for them, to protect them and their kids now. Isn't that valuable to you? So shouldn't you make sure, doesn't that put an onus on you choosing the right person to give that commitment to? Not just because her coochie is so good, not just because it's a good situation for all of y'all. Where you guys can not just survive, but you guys can thrive. That's the question. What is that commitment worth to you? Okay. All right. Mr. Mrs. said no taxation without disciplination, right? It's kind of an American thing, right? Yeah, anyway. Um, all right. I never heard the word disciplination though before. I don't think it's a word, but I get the point. I get the point. Your point is well taken. Okay.
Mm.
Malcolm said, go ahead.
Authority over someone else's children is a gray line.
It
It
is,
is.
Malcolm. It
It
definitely, it
is.
absolutely is. And
But you have
yeah,
to talk about
you
it.
you got to talk about it. You have
Mm.
to have talk. You have to have a conversation about it
Yeah,
and
because
set
he.
those boundaries and
Mm.
talk about what's okay, what's not okay, and the situations and how we're
Yeah.
going to handle situations.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you can't be just daddy because it's convenient.
Or it can't be just daddy when
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 it's
you're opening up your
favorable.
wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, you're daddy because you're opening up your wallet. But no. He misbehaved. He disrespectful. He did this, that, or the other. And now, I'll handle the discipline and give him a slap on the wrist or something like that. No, bad Johnny. No, it ain't gonna be like that. It's not gonna be like that. Okay. Go
so
ahead.
chosen one said, I've chosen my Filipina for 9 years.
That's not what it says.
I've
That's
known
okay.
my Filipina for 9 years. She lives on her own with her family. She never bring her two kids around. I don't have those type of problems. But she did ask if I could send some money for Christmas.
Okay. Fair enough.
Mm.
Fair enough. Curious to know what you decided to do. Interesting. She never brings her kids around, but I mean, it's an interesting dynamic because it's different because is chosen one here?
I'm not sure. I can't
Chosen
remember.
one, are you here in the Philippines or not here in the Philippines? I think because that's important. Because if you're at home and she never brings her kids around, but okay,
But maybe
I would guess
he's here.
he's here. I would guess he's
Mm.
probably here. But I don't know. It's an interesting dynamic because ultimately, what's her end game? Yeah, what's her end game? She's gonna be with you, but never expect you to. It's a curious situation.
At least
Okay.
because in my mind I would like bring my kids around so that you and the boys can get along, so create a
Well, I
relationship
mean,
between you
there
two,
has to
because
be an end game.
there has to be,
Right.
because your bottom line is for all of you to live together and be a family.
You would think
So
that would be her goal, her
mhm,
ultimate goal, right?
mhm. So you need to
Mhm.
start planting the seed and creating a
Well, he's been
relationship,
planting the
or
seed.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait lang.
He's been planting the seed for a while. Right? He
Yeah, so
said 7 years or
anyway,
nine
nine
years you've been
years
planting the
Mm.
seed, right? DG said I wouldn't sign up for that. DG, I guess that before I said that I'd have to know a little bit more, but I don't know. I just think ultimately there has something else is going to give, something else has to come where the kids enter into the picture.
Mhm.
That's what I think. Okay.
Okay, Joey said you can't have business with the children because it's not yours. You don't have authority even if you're given permission by your woman. There's always a tension.
Interesting, Joey. Interesting. So Joey, and I mean to respond to that, I would ask you. So then, what's your role? If you're a foreign guy and you're dating
Even a
a local
Filipino
woman,
guy, maybe
eh,
even
okay, yeah. Even
even
if
a
you're a well,
Filipino.
if you're a guy, yeah. Good point. Good point.
Mm.
Then what's your role, right? What's your role in the household where you enter into where you start dating a Filipino with children? Your role is just to provide money. I don't think any dude is going to go for that.
Yeah.
I don't.
To be
That's a
honest,
raw deal.
I know a lot of single moms here
Hmm.
who I asked, now, are you willing to let your partner discipline your children? And they said, no, I'm going
Right.
to discipline my own children.
Right. Well,
Okay.
good luck.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Good luck with that.
So, but you're taking his money.
Right.
It's okay if you take his money, but it's not okay if he reprimands your children
Right.
or.
You know what? I think it'll work short term. It's not going to work long term. Ultimately, the dude is not going. He's going to feel he's going to feel unrespected,
Hmm.
and he's going to end up leaving the relationship.
Yeah, I think those
It's not going to
are
work long
very
term.
tough conversations that
Yeah.
you need to talk about in the start
Hmm.
of your relationship.
Right.
So
But interesting
Butch,
point, Joey.
Butch said the thing is the process. The thing is the process is a dynamic one, and where the relationship starts obviously is not where it ends.
Hmm.
And no one can control when the woman changes her mind on how things go.
Nobody, and we don't, and we all know as men, they change their minds a lot.
Mm.
All those feelings and emotions and all that stuff, their minds are constantly changing. Right, Ching?
Of course.
Right. Okay, good enough. Let's move
Mm.
on. Right. Good points. Good point, Butch. Very good point. Let's see.
Butch said, "You guys fighting demons over there? What's going on?"
Right. Okay, I think this might be DG here. Right. Hold on just a second, DG. We get you on, bro. Talk to us. How about your boy?
What's up, Richie and Shay?
How about your boy?
Hey.
No, I'm just saying, like, before, I mean, look, my scenario would never be my scenario. I mean, we'd have to have a discussion, and hey, I have to be the master and commander if I'm going to give provision.
Right. But I don't see how it could work
I mean,
otherwise.
I mean, Hey, if you want to go into that, I'm not saying that. I wouldn't go into it. That's just me.
Me either.
You know.
I don't see how any man would. How would that work? Right. You need my money. You're willing to take my money, but I have. But I have
no. I
yeah.
have full. You can't have no influence. Not to have full. Nobody. I mean, I'll let you take care of that. But like, I say what goes on in that house. You know, I have full authority over the house. So I have to say, hey, if I would have to do it. That's yeah, and I want to see the pump.
Okay. DG, sorry we had to cut you off. The line wasn't good. I'm not sure where you were, but call back when you're in a place where we can catch you, because we always want your comments, but the reception wasn't good, so we had to move on with the show. Sorry about that, brother. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's try. We'll try one more time. Okay, hold on real quick, and
just want to see part 2 with old girl, man.
Oh, part 2 is coming. It's already made. It's already made.
Okay.
Yeah, it's already made. We just wanted to get the feedback from you guys.
Okay, hey, I like the direction you headed in, brother.
Yeah,
keep pushing it.
Yeah, exactly.
And we will be there. I'll be there at the end of March.
Oh, nice. At the end of March.
Yeah,
nice. Hey, don't come in here without hollering at your boy.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. The call dropped, but hey, don't come up in here without hollering at your boy, bro. All right. Okay. I agree. I don't understand how any man. I just don't think that's gonna be okay with any man. I don't want to say the word unless he's a simp, an absolute simp. Okay. Let's next call. This is Morris calling back. Hold on a second, Morris. Okay, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I've just got a short statement. Not a short statement, but a point of view.
Okay.
Guys you have to be emotionally, mentally disciplined, because when things you could get emotionally attached to the situation, but you're gonna have to be strong enough when things go awry, pack up and walk away.
Morris, you've never said truer words, bro. You've never said truer words. You do, and it's tough. And it is. And you mentioned the key words. You're gonna have to be tough. You're gonna have to be strong, because you might. First of all, I hope you don't get into this situation. But if you get into this situation, there might come a time when you just have to walk away for your own peace of mind. For your own peace of mind.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. We're gonna take this next call, bro. Appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, that's all I had to say.
Okay.
Blessings.
All right, hold on. This is from Hawaii, so hold on. All right, go ahead, man. Who's calling from Hawaii?
Hey, what's up? This is David, otherwise Double D.
What's happening, bro?
Hello.
Good to have you on the show, man.
What's happening, man?
We're all right.
Hey, I love this topic y'all got going today.
Thank you, brother. What you got on it?
I got a lot of experience in this area with my stepchildren.
Okay.
And biologicals. So a couple of things. As a man, I made it a point to connect with the children's father and come to an understanding. So once you do that, then you have a better ability to deal with issues as it relates to the children. If the father is not in their lives conducting himself correctly or properly as a father, then you have to make it known that they're in your house. You control what goes on in your house.
Right.
And if he wants to have dominion, not the best of word to choose, but you get my point.
Yes, absolutely.
If he wants to have all the say so,
then he can take the kids.
Then get custody of your children and raise them. Otherwise, relate to me as the man of the house. And then I will communicate, negotiate, talk it over with their mother, and take into account how you feel depending on the circumstance and the situation.
Right. Okay.
And that's how it should go. But you have to go at it as an adult. You can't have malice in your heart or negative energy towards that father.
Okay.
No matter who that father is, you know, you got to give him his just due for being the children's father, because you don't know the circumstances around why they split up or all those kinds of things.
Well, you should
So
before you get into that
approach it.
relationship. You should before you get into a committed relationship.
You should.
You should know that though.
But most relationships start with you and that woman, and you don't even find those things out until a little later on.
Exactly. Okay. Agreed.
But you have to go at it as a man with a sound mind and reason and logic and not emotions, and you discuss things as you go along, but work with that other parent.
Right. I agree with that. I agree with that, and I appreciate you calling in and giving us that point of view. That's I definitely agree with that. Don't let this be the last time you call in, bro.
For sure, y'all. Have a good show, man. I enjoy it.
All right, thank you. Right. I mean, he makes a great point. My only comment, my only response to that is, what if the father ain't willing to sit down and mediate or be reasonable? What if the breakup was terrible and they can't separate the kids from the breakup and all that stuff? And what if he's not willing to sit down and be reasonable and all that stuff? Then and I think that's the case with a lot of men. A lot of men, they don't want to talk to the new dude. You know, that a lot of men, but in his situation, he got lucky and they worked that out, and that's always good. So if you can, I don't know how well that would work out here with a foreign dude coming in to the picture. I think there might be,
some he will get intimidated for sure. I
think he would. I think in a lot of cases he probably would, and he might despise the new dude coming in because the new dude
would look like an upgrade.
Exactly.
To the,
because
it will hurt his ego.
It would really hurt his ego, and face is so important here. I think that would hurt. So I don't know how willing he would be. I mean, you would hope, but hope is not followed always by logic. So, but nonetheless, you still make some great points, and thanks for your call. Right? Okay, let's get it. Let's keep it pushing.
Malcolm said to DG, I don't think I would either.
Yeah, getting in that situation.
Okay. So Obi-Wan said, I wouldn't physically discipline anyone's kids because it could easily backfire on you.
You know what, Obi-Wan, I'm telling you, I would do everything in my power not to need to. I'm telling you, I would do in that situation, I would do everything, and I would sit down. I would have conversations with my damn self because once you take it to that, it changes the dynamic. It really does. So I'm in my own opinion, I think there's very few select situations where kids need ass whoopings. I mean, very few select situations. I think a lot of stuff can be dealt with in other ways. I know we was raised with ass whoopings, a lot of us anyway. But I just think there's a lot of things that can be dealt with in other ways. But I do think that there are very, very few situations where ass whoopings might come into place. But I mean, very few. Ching and I have talked about this at length before. And but I'm telling you, I agree with you, bro. I would do everything in my power. I would hope that I would pray that I'm never in that situation where I would feel like I need to.
Yeah, I think we're talking about being a team when it comes to disciplining. You can preface and you can talk to the children and let the mom do the ass whooping. Because personally, I still do that to the boys. We don't know. Of course, we don't live together. We don't live together, but my children know when it's.
I've never seen or heard of you giving them boys an ass.
Oh, really?
But thank you. But I can only think of one situation that called for an ass whooping that I know of. Anyway, that called for one.
But all the
I don't
rest.
remember an ass whooping even in that situation.
You can interview the boys.
Anyway.
Interview the boys.
Okay.
I broke the hanger.
We'll quit playing. Yeah.
I broke the hanger, 3 hangers.
Okay, then you're doing a little too much then.
Yeah, because they know, and we know that there are certain things that when you do this, I'm sorry. They know the drill already. They're going to lay down flat on their stomach, and they know what they're going to receive.
Anyway, okay. This is Cheng playing tough.
I
Playing tough
know.
mom.
You can ask
breaking
grandma.
hangers and
You can
breaking hangers and all that. No, yeah, I don't believe in none of. Then this is some
no.
bullshit.
Yeah, you believe
Don't
a
believe none of that.
Filipina, they
I've been around her for almost 3 years. I ain't never seen,
but you've never
nor
seen me
heard,
discipline the boys.
nor heard. No, I've seen you discipline, not
Not as
physically.
whooping. Because why would I let you see that? Why would I let you see
I've never
that?
even heard of such tales.
Whatever, dude.
Anyway,
Whatever.
anyway, Chosen One said discipline is alive and well in the Philippines. The U.S. not so much. I think it depends on which circles you're in, and hopefully, I mean, discipline it's necessary. But I mean, I think people have different definitions of discipline too. But I kind of agree with you.
Children here are afraid of hangers and belts and slippers. Because
Okay.
it will hit their head.
Anyway, y'all don't believe me.
Whatever, dude.
This bullshit.
No.
Anyway.
You ask my mom. If you don't believe me, ask my mom.
Anyway. Look, regardless, you don't need to be breaking hangers. You don't need to be breaking hangers on booties. If you're breaking hangers, that means
it means it's a
little too harsh.
Yeah.
And you're missing the purpose.
Yeah, but
what's the purpose of discipline? What's the purpose?
What's the purpose? To correct
the behavior. And to instill the fact that you love them and you need them to perform in a different way. Right. So if we break it,
the hanger is brittle.
Okay.
The hanger is brittle.
Anyway,
that's why I had to get another one because
y'all don't believe that, right? Okay. DG said. DG said married for 40 years to a Filipina, and I mean, look, DG he's speaking from knowledge, from firsthand knowledge. He's been there. He's been doing it. So that's somebody that can come at it and talk with like he's been here before. Go ahead.
One moment. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, gotcha. You gonna be all right? Okay.
Go ahead.
Special time. Bush says single moms are examples of women who cannot get along well with men. Keep it a bean. Ooh, can't get along well with men. I mean, Butch, I think that's kind of a general statement.
Keep it a bean.
Keep it a buck.
Keep it real.
Yeah,
okay.
Right. I think that's a general statement, but there's some truth to it. There can be some truth to that. But I think that's kind of a blanket or general statement. But that would be a good conversation to have over beer or a drink. And I probably wouldn't. We probably would end up agreeing on a lot of that, right?
You go because it's Mr. You read
right.
it.
A 5 month pregnant on the first date, right? Mister. Right, dating a woman who's 5 months pregnant on the first date. Look, Mister, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I've heard situations that are crazy. I mean, that are crazy, that are very similar. Bro, I've heard of make the right choices. Make the right choices. Make the right choices. That's all I can say. Why would you date the woman who's 5 months pregnant on the first date? Unless you're desperate, right? You're desperate. You need love, you need attention, you need affection, something. And why would you do that? Why would a man in his right mind who's confident, why would he do that? There's no way you would do it, but people do it. Anyway, Obi-Wan said men also hit and run. They do. But look, if he's hitting and running, how do you hit and run? That means that usually implies that it was very soon there after the meeting, after they met, right? I mean, we're not, how do we say it? We're not taking advantage of women in that way and running. That means they're allowing, I don't know if we can call it hitting and run. I hear what you're saying, but I think it goes both ways. I think it goes both, especially here in the Philippines. They're wanting you to hit. They're not wanting you to run, but that's part of the trap. That's part of the honey trap. Is she's letting you hit and hoping you stay, right? She's not wanting you to run. But look, but shouldn't both sides be vetting? Both sides should be vetting in that man. And if she's not sure whether he's going to stay or run, don't give him the box. Don't give him the box. Do you disagree with that?
I don't disagree.
You okay? You'll be all right? You want some Tylenol? Okay. All right.
Cowboy up.
Yeah. I put a cowboy hat on you right now, right? All right. Okay. All right. Go ahead. You want to do this or you
Yeah,
want me to?
sure. Chosen one said, I don't understand the couple's connection. Just go to the Philippines. You will find a Filipino within 2 weeks. I
You'll
promise.
find one. You'll
Mm.
definitely find one for sure, right?
Mm.
But I mean, the one you find that's the question. Is
Mhm.
what are you going to find? Okay,
Mhm.
all right.
So Nap said, I'd be okay with a single mom if her kids are adults age 18.
That's
plus."
ideal, Naps, and I agree with you. I agree with you. I think that would be the ideal situation. But keep in mind that if they're 18 and above, 18 and 24, go
She'll
ahead,
be
say it.
she'll
Okay.
be 40 plus
Yeah,
already.
that's going to make her 40 plus. But there's another aspect to it.
She'll be in menopause.
She might be in menopause, and you're going to be the pause, right? But there's another aspect to it as well. Is they're probably going to be in college,
Mm.
and guess who's going to need help paying tuition? Right?
Yeah, it could be you.
Yeah, it's good. She's likely going to need help paying their tuition. And remember, sometimes I think we think with a Western mind. They're 18 and above, so in our minds,
Stays
yeah,
here.
they're still at home, bruh. They're still at
Even
home.
when they're married,
Yes.
they have children, they stay
Yeah.
with their parents a lot of
I
times.
think people think about the Philippines with a Western mind. They think,
It's
oh,
not.
18 and above, they live outside the house. No, bruh.
Nope.
They're still living at home. They're still at home.
You're
18 and
still
above.
going to feed them.
Yeah, 18 to 25, almost up until they
until
get
they get
married.
a job.
Yeah, until they get a job, and sometimes even after that. A lot of times until they get married,
Mm.
them MFs live at home with mama,
Mm.
right? So I mean, so keep that in mind. Keep that in
Mhm.
mind when you come in here and thinking about a relationship. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Slick Rick said, Chosen, it's another way for someone to
Yeah.
hopefully meet a good quality
Regarding the
person.
couple's connection,
yeah.
right? Yeah, regarding the couple's connection, it's just another way to get yourself out there and for women to see you, for women to see the men, and hopefully make a connection. That's it.
Mm.
Okay.
So Butch said, it's disingenuous to think that set boundaries won't be broken.
I don't know that it's disingenuous, but then we have to deal with that
Mhm.
situation, right? Then as Morris said, then when those boundaries are broken, what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Right? You've already set the boundaries. That's what a boundary is, right? When it's broken, there is a consequence. So now that the boundary is broken, what's the consequence?
Mm-hmm.
Is there really going to be a consequence, or were you just talking out of your ass?
Yeah.
What are you going to do about it?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So, okay. Chosen one said, okay, slick boots on the ground is best. The Philippines is short of many things. Woman is not one of them.
I agree with that. It's just another way. It's another way for dudes to come on and get themselves out there and be seen by some women.
Yeah.
We'd like to believe that that the women that we have on our show are pretty good quality women. So it's another way for guys to be seen. Okay.
So Butch said, as a foreign guy, what protection do you really have when the woman wants to alter the terms of engagement?
You have great protection because you can do this, right? As a foreign guy, you get the F out of there. That's it. Then look, okay, I'm not with that. Okay, I'm gonna move on. Deuces, have your best life, and that's it. That's the protection. You protect yourself, Butch. You protect yourself. If you get in a situation and it's no longer a good situation for you, it's imperative that you make that decision. And as Mo said, that you say, hey, this isn't for me. I need to go. That's your protection. Okay. All right.
Okay, Malcolm said Philippine Family Code and Child Protection Acts like RA 7610 states foreigners or even a stepfather disciplining a Filipino child not his own faces restriction.
Okay. Well, and notice, and I'm glad you pointed that out. Notice that it says restrictions, and in law we call that vague and ambiguous, and it's vague and ambiguous for a reason, right? So that means that they get to define what they think the restrictions should be, what those restrictions should be, and it goes on a case by case basis. So I agree with you, and I'm glad you pointed this out. And it's something to consider for sure. It's something to consider. Okay.
Obi-Wan said, Butch, if you let someone change the deal, that's on you. It's also like her breaking her word, so it's time to bounce after that point.
Thank you. If I could pin a comment, Obi-Wan, that comment would have been pinned because I mean you just said what I said, right?
Okay, so Butch said, I think guys need to know themselves and their proclivities first.
Butch, I think this. I think men need to be disciplined. I think men need to be disciplined, and women respect men who are disciplined. And the women who don't respect those men, they don't deserve those men. That's what I think. Okay.
Okay. Joey said, sorry. The tension is what it's become a red flag. You're competing for your woman's attention with her children. That doesn't your that's the way it is.
That aren't
Fellas.
yours, right?
That
Okay. And that's the way it is, right? You're competing for their attention, right? And the more kids, the more you have to. She's got to divide her attention, right? Can you imagine 5 kids? I know people with 5 kids. That I, but if you're a man and you make that decision, what do you? That's why I say a lot of these relationships, they're cool at first because they're new, they're exciting, they're adventurous. But when everything when the dust settles, bruh, that it's a L. You're taking an L. And in my own opinion, you're taking when you're. I don't know. I just think it is you're putting yourself in a situation that is so difficult. That's going to be so difficult for yourself, and you're getting so little out of it. And if you want to be altruistic, that's cool. But why wouldn't I mean? You're in the second half of your life. Why wouldn't you put yourself in a situation that's good for you, and find a Filipina that is in a better situation than somebody with with a multitude of kids and all that, and especially when you're on a fixed income? I don't know, man. Anyway, okay.
Okay, Young Fresh Global.
Jerry, what's up?
Said a lot of women don't take single dads either. Being a stepdad, stepmom can be challenging.
Yeah.
Some kids are just rude and they prefer to have their own biological parent, not some stranger, but it takes time.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I agree with that too, Jerry. I think in most situations, a Filipina, and I think that more applies to women at home, because in most situations, a Filipina is not going to have to deal with his kids, right? Maybe on a call or something like that. But for the most part, she's not going to have to deal with your kids.
Well,
at all. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, because for the most part, the kids will go to the mom.
Yeah, and
yeah, but also, I think it depends on the, he said something about the kids preferring to have their own biological parent. I think it has something to do with also the age of the children of the person you're dealing with, because when they're younger, it's easier to create a bond, but when the children are older, it's harder to create
absolutely.
a bond.
I mean, they've been around their bio father for a long time. Absolutely, I agree with that. I agree with that. Okay.
So those are the disadvantages or advantages of having younger children and older children. So Butch said to Obi-Wan, you cannot let someone change their mind. What I'm saying is it's a predictable problem.
It is predictable. And so, I mean, this is why you have to vet. This is exactly why you have to vet your situation. Vet that woman, vet her kids, and ask yourself, is this a situation that I can get into? And it doesn't matter. Forget guilt. Well, I already hit it. I don't want her to think I hit it. Forget all that stuff. You have to look after you first. And I don't want her to think this. I don't want people. F all that stuff, dude. Is this a situation I can deal with? Is this a situation that I can afford? Right? Because if I'm providing now, but 6 months down the line, I don't have no more money left. I got to start saying no. How's she going to feel now? Right? Is this a situation I can afford long term? Right? You have to ask yourself, and you have to sit down with her and ask some tough questions to know if this is a good situation for you.
Chosen One said, young, fresh, good point. Single women hate men with kids, just being honest.
Oh, they do. They definitely do. And again, I think that's not a situation that most of the men coming here are going to have to deal with, right? Yeah. Unless they're planning on moving her back to their home country, right? Then that's a different situation. But for the most part, I don't think that's something they're going to have to deal with, right?
Yeah. Obi-Wan said to Butch, not really. I dated someone with a kid and I was clear on what I would deal with. Her kid never moved in, so my situation wasn't bad.
Right.
It was a different situation.
Yeah, different situation for sure, right? Okay.
Okay, Joey said to Young Fresh, totally agree. Then it's also on point that why should you date a single mom since they don't date single dad as well?
Right. Okay. Yeah. That's a good point. It's a good point. I mean, why would you ask of someone something that you're not willing to do? Right? Good point. Okay. Morris said boots on the ground is best in my book also. I agree. I agree. I don't think it's a bad idea to to reach out and meet some people before you get here, a little bit before you get here, form some
So kumbaga
yeah,
pre-vetting.
yeah, a little pre-vetting, right? But then when you get here, I think that's the only way you're gonna know what she's really about is when you get here. And I think you still have to stay here for a while to really know what she's about. Because
not just 2 weeks.
Yeah, if you're only here for 2 weeks, she can hide a lot of stuff. And it's the honeymoon. It's all honeymoon.
Even the first 6 months.
Yeah, it's she can hide a whole bunch of stuff, right? All right.
Ron Lawson is here.
What's up, Ronnie? What's happening, man?
Hello, Ron. And Richie and Cheng. Hello, checking in.
All right. Cliff is in the house as well. Okay. Jesse is in the house as well, real quick. Jesse, what's up? Jesse from the Bay.
Hello,
and
Jesse.
Cliff said what?
Man, I dated this girl with 2 kids. And them kids did everything possible to sabotage our relationship.
Sometimes
I had to go before I became an inmate in the
LA County Jail, right? Sometimes they do. Sometimes the kids don't want another MF in the situation. They're just so used to being with their mama and mama treating them a certain way and doing certain things, and they don't want nothing different. And they will sabotage your relationship. So that's why you got to vet this situation, the whole situation. Meet them damn kids. Meet them damn kids. See how they act. How the kids act towards you. Are they friendly? Are they nice? Are they standoffish? Do they have a funky ass attitude towards you? Meet them kids before you jump into a situation. Just because you're smashing, you can't just go from smash to jumping in and
smash and dash.
Yeah. But I mean, you can't just jump into the household just because everything is good between you and the woman. It's not just you and the woman. It's the whole package.
Agreed. Okay, Morris said, Cliff, yes, kids have a burning for their parents to reunite and also get jealous of the relationship.
I absolutely agree with that. I absolutely agree. I know even from my kid, when I remember my son used to always talk about when you and mom get back together. He used to when he was little, but he would always talk about that. And it broke my heart because I knew we wasn't going to get back together. So I just kind of let it play out. And as he got older, he figured it out. And I didn't want to break it. I didn't want to break his heart, but I absolutely agree with that, Morris. I really agree with that.
Okay. Joey said, well, that goes about having a single mom can cause problems, and it's red flags if you don't date single moms. It's a headache. Been to that situation, fighting attention.
Yeah, it's you're putting yourself in a situation where there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot. It's adding. You're just adding more to the heap, and so you have to vet the overall situation. You really, really do.
Okay, Obi-Wan said, Rich, her daughter lived with her grandmother in the family house. I wanted to move from Negros to Cebu, but her daughter was going to school in Negros.
There you go. So okay, so thanks for the explanation. And again, Obi-Wan, I wasn't trying to throw shade on you or come down on you. I was just thinking that's an interesting situation, and I didn't realize that he was talking about something here in the Philippines, right? So it makes it more understandable. Okay. Let's see what we got. KB is in the house.
Hello,
what's
KB.
up? What is happening, brother?
Yeah, so again, personally, I would like to shout you out, KB, for the shirts that we rocked in our previous videos a couple times with the Sunshine Shoulders video, and then the one that we just did last time.
Absolutely. And we really appreciate meeting up with you, bro. And we're excited for you to come back, and we'll catch you up when you come back, bro. And I'm still speaking of bottles of whiskey on the shelf. I got a good bottle of whiskey from KB. The bomb. Some good stuff, right? For only the good company. Only the good company gets some of that, right? Thanks, KB. Appreciate you, bro. Okay.
Butch said, coming from the USA and the culture with many single moms, much is expected with respect to providing resources, but the return respect doesn't always follow.
It doesn't. And in my opinion, that's the dynamic. That's one of the differences in the dynamic between being here and being in the US. You have a chance of being respected here in the Philippines. You have to create that, but at home you have a lot of masculine energy, and even here, as we discovered in some videos, there's some masculine energy here too. So let's catch up in the comments and let's get to the second part of this live stream, because I want to discuss that masculine dynamic when it comes to women. Okay. All right. So let's finish this off. Go ahead and all right.
Okay, Cliff said them kids one night called up their dad and tell him some BS one night when I was out with their mom. I told her I gotta go. I carry a strap and homeboy, it's not gonna run up on me like that.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you don't want somebody running up on you because something they crazy at, they crazy kids told them some BS. At home, it's really a situation. I don't think for the most part you'll ever have to worry about people. The strap is a gun, right? I don't think you'll ever have to worry about that happening out here. But you never know. People got knives, machetes, and all kinds of stuff. But man, you got to vet the situation. You really do, right?
Ron Lawson said, "What if she is older and her children are grown?"
I think that's the best situation possible. I think, but then, as Ching said, then menopause might be right around the corner, Jack. So keep that in mind too, right? I mean, and Mother Nature doesn't play. I mean, we're men and we're in our 50s and 60s and we want certain things, and she might not be down to providing certain things anymore because she's pausing the men, right? So I'm just saying. There's a pro and a con to everything, right? If she's older and her children are grown, if she's not in the middle of it, it's coming. Yeah. It's coming, right? So it is what it is. All right, go ahead.
Joey said, "That's on point, Sir Richie says you should think about what bring that single mom and with many children and no job will add to your value."
I don't think she has much value. I don't think she has a lot of value.
Okay, Chosen One said, "I think I've dated only 2 single women my whole life. Shout out to the single moms. They carried me most of my life. Sometimes you get lonely."
My very first girlfriend was a single mom.
Oh, yeah?
The very first girlfriend I ever had was a single mom. She got pregnant in high school, and she had a daughter, cute little daughter. But in truth, at that age, dude, I was only interested in smashing. I was.
Wow. Let's not talk.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not saying I didn't care about her daughter, but I was just. We
of course, you're young.
Yeah.
That's all you care about.
We did certain things that I really enjoyed. So I'm just saying. But I hear you. Okay.
Obi-Wan said to Cliff, "That happened to me in America, and I let their father and the rest of the family where to go, and that pretty settled it."
Exactly. Okay.
Butch said, "This dialogue is very nuanced. There are many bad actors, so picking the right person may be impossible."
It could be. Could be, but again, you have to vet the situation and be willing to walk away from a bad situation. Isn't that the bottom line? That if the situation is not a good one, you walk the F away. You just say, you know what, deuces, I've asked enough questions, got enough answers. This ain't for me.
Yeah, this is not my cup of tea.
That's it.
That's
this ain't for me, and that's it. And sorry, I appreciate the time. You've been cool, but this is not a situation for me. And I think that is the bottom line, right? Obi-Wan said, no time for that drama. Just walk, be willing, be disciplined, Mo said. Be disciplined, be willing to walk away from a bad situation. Oh, but she's so pretty, she's so fun. Her coochie's this, her coochie's that. None of that matters, bro. When in long term, you forget about all of that. It's all about, is the situation a good one for me? I think that's what it comes down to, right? All right.
Chosen One said, "I'm in Colombia. We have an open relationship."
Got it. Okay, fair enough. All right.
Right. So Kevin said, "I had that show in the States."
Shit show.
Okay. There's a verbalized agreement that children will grow up and leave the nest.
There is, and that's in the West, but here that ain't happening, bro.
Nah.
Them MFs are gonna be there for a minute. They're gonna be around for a long time. So anybody with this notion thinking that when they're 18 they're leaving the nest,
no, they're still in college.
She's telling you.
They're going to study. They're not leaving until masters or until they get the job. Even they get the job, they're still with you. The only time, sometimes, a lot of times, I'm telling you, even when they have a family, they will start living with you.
She's from this culture. She's trying to tell y'all. And Chosen One said it perfectly. There is no end game. There is you better figure it out. You better figure out what you think your long-term plan is, because go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, go ahead. Read this.
Butch said, I don't think he could not expect to send money when kids are involved if you want exclusivity.
Right.
Mm.
Right. Okay. Marvin Jenkins is in the house. What's happening? And Marvin, thank you. Marvin from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. First time. Welcome to the fam, bruh. Don't let this be the last time you comment. Call in if you want to join the conversation. We always got the phone lines open for you. And Ching is doing her job, so the phone lines are open. You guys, if you got something to say, call in today. Today is a great time to call in and get your words in on this topic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chosen would say, I perfected this game 5 years ago. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I'm glad it's working for you.
Mm-hmm.
So Bush said, do foreigners ever have full authority in a foreign land?
Never, Butch. Never. Nor should they, in my opinion, nor should they. Right. I don't know why we give it to them in our country, but nor should they. But I mean, that's a whole different topic. But anyway, Black Box is here.
Hello, Black Box.
Black Box. After this live stream, if you're still here, I'm gonna give you a call after this live stream. I wanted to talk to you about something. So nothing bad. But we've been talking about this for a while. Anyway, Derek said
we'll be there at the end of March.
Woo, doggy. All right, Derek. You know what it is, bro. You know what it is, bro. Call out your boy when you get here, man. But we gonna set up. February and March. This whole first few months are gonna be super cool. I might not be able to go home until like April.
Yeah.
I might have to just postpone until April. I know, Chloe's. I know. Anyway, we'll have to figure it out. But anyway, family first. But you know what I'm saying. All right. Let's see. Raymond's in the house. What's happening, Raymond?
Hello, Raymond. I could not deal with situation that I'm just providing money.
Nor I, bro. Nor I couldn't do it.
Jones said, hello, Jones.
What's up, Jones?
Of all, you can't discipline her kids, which means yelling or physically touching them. It may be her family that has issues because her kids may tell her family, then you have a problem.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason also why you have to vet that woman properly.
You really do. You have to have a conversation.
Yeah, her character, her family as well, because if they understood that once you're in a relationship, they stay out of it. That's the dynamic of the couple, and that's their decision on how they discipline their children. It's up to conversation.
And also, what's your relationship with the kids? Well, how do the kids look at you? Do they look at you as their dad?
Yeah.
Like,
if they don't look at you like that, then
don't put your damn hands on them kids, right? But if the kids, what's the relationship dynamic that you built with the kids, right? Because some situations the kids might look at you as their dad, right? Maybe they've never even met their daddy, right? And they've never seen, they don't know about. They might look at you. You are my father, and they expect to be disciplined by you. So I mean, every relationship has its own dynamic, and so it could be different. But I agree.
Okay, Jeff Colburn. Hello, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff. What's happening, man?
Just popping in to say hello. Praying for everyone here. Love you guys and have a great stream. Thank you,
We appreciate
Jeff.
the prayers, Jeff. We appreciate you and your prayers. Right. Okay. Let's see.
Okay. So Black Box said it's for my sometimes nerves and my heart starts racing.
Okay.
So
I
have
private conversation. Okay. Okay. What is this guy talking about? All this for a woman? Maybe who knows? Who knows? Okay.
Butch said, and when you ain't my daddy
right?
come up, then what?
Then go get that MF. Yeah, go be with your MF daddy. He ain't here. That MF ain't even here right now. So if you want your daddy, go get your daddy then. Right? Then we're gonna have to. Yeah, exactly. I hear you, Butch. That's always, that sentence is always in the back of your mind. That when you hear that sentence, how am I gonna handle this? Right? How am I gonna handle that situation? Because it's gonna make you feel some type of way.
It will sting.
Yeah, it's gonna sting because the truth is you ain't their daddy, but you're acting like their daddy, and their daddy ain't even there. Right? So yeah, I hear you. I definitely hear you on that one. Okay.
Joey said, well, prevention is better than cure. You avoid problems as you see it. Not my problem about baby daddy issue of a woman single mom.
Yeah, avoid the problem. If that's not a situation you can handle, especially long term, not just I'll smash for 6 months and then leave or something. I mean, that's a whole situation. It's a whole family thing that you're gonna get into and then leave. if you're not ready to handle that situation and be in it long term, then don't get into it. Just don't get into it, right? Okay.
And still proceed with the comments, or
Hold
you
on.
want to go back?
We got a lot of them. Okay, but let's get in. I always think, okay, let me get into the second topic, okay?
Okay.
And the second topic is really important to me because it was discussed in our last video. Des made a comment, and she said that that we need a man. Women need a man to bring us. When we meet the man, when we meet the right man, he'll put us in our proper feminine energy. And no disrespect to Des at all. I absolutely, I adamantly disagree with that comment. Because if you say that, then can a man say, well, if I'm, I'll be masculine when you make me be masculine. When you make me feel masculine, then I'll feel masculine. So if somebody's busting down the door trying to get in here and kill us both, and you're looking at me, I'm looking at you, and say, well, I don't feel masculine, right? I don't feel masculine. You go get him, right? Or this MF with a gun is about to attack you, and you looking at me to save you. Well, I'm not feeling masculine right now, right? So you go ahead and you take care of that, and I'm just gonna watch, right? It doesn't work that way. You're trying to put the onus on a man. You're trying to put the responsibility on a man to make you feel like a woman, and that's not our responsibility. That's your responsibility to be feminine. That you're supposed to be feminine. I don't make you feminine, right?
So let me add to what you said. So feminine is who I am, with or without a man.
Absolutely.
So I may not always be, perfectly graceful with how I laugh, but I feel feminine in my own way, and I think that's enough. And of course, there are days where life stress or life's responsibilities can make it harder to feel softness, because you need to make tough decisions for X, Y, and Z. But that's normal, and it doesn't take away you being feminine.
Right.
You get what I mean?
I hear you.
I mean, you need to be on survival mode when there's a need for you to be masculine, especially when you're not living together. Let's say, for example, you're not living together, you have to make decisions, but no one can take away your feminine. You're feminine. That's it.
I think so. I mean, it's like you hear people say, "Oh, I'm naturally feminine," but no, you're not. No, you're not. If you're telling me that you're naturally feminine, but you need a man to bring that out, then that's not natural. You're saying it's a contradictory statement. How can you be naturally something, but you need someone to make you feel that way, or to put you in that light?
I think a lot
it shifts the agency it shifts the agency to a man. You're putting that responsibility on a man, and that's not his responsibility. Just like it's not your responsibility to make me be masculine or to protect you. That should be my natural inclination. Right?
And I think, a lot of women get this wrong because they want to feel, you need to treat me like a princess.
No,
you
that's
need
all
to
cool.
Treat me like a queen.
That's all cool.
Like that's when they think that when the man started treating me like a princess or a queen, that's when he brings out my feminine energy. I think that your energy is your energy.
That's what it is.
And yeah.
That's what it is. I just, I mean, I really enjoyed our time with Des, and we're gonna have the part 2 on Monday. So make sure you guys are there to watch that. It's the one thing I really disagreed that she said. You can't put that on a man to make you feel more feminine, or it's his responsibility. I don't feel feminine because he doesn't make me feel feminine. The bottom line is this: I get that you put yourself in a situation where you're a single mom with kids. Fine, right? And so you have to assume both roles, the masculine and the feminine role. I'm fine with that. But then if you invite a man into your life, into your situation, then you need to now you have to make a choice, especially if you invite a quality man, you meet a quality man. Now you got to make a choice. And that choice is, do I start following or do I continue to try to lead? Because a quality man, you're not going to lead. You're not leading that man, right? So if you can't lead, you're going to lose that. If you can't step to the side and let him lead, if you feel like he's capable of leading, if you've done your vet and you feel like he's capable of leading, if you can't then step to the side and let him lead, you're going to lose that man. And so I feel like there's a lot of situations where there's a lot of single moms, and they find a quality man, and he says, "Deuces, I'm not staying with you. You're all masculine. I'm not trying to compete with you. Either it's going to be my way, and you can get on this train and you can ride and see what I can do for you, right? See how I can make your life better, or you can, or you know what? I can keep it pushing, and I'll find somebody else who will do that. Who will be glad to do that."
And also, being a single mom has taught me independence. I don't rely on a man for my life to function in the previous years. But that said, being independent can sometimes be intimidating for men, and it might create tension if he feels the need to lead in every situation, because I've learned that true balance comes from understanding and mutual respect, because especially if you are not living together, there are moments where you have to step in that role, because you still need you still need to lead your own household. So, but when it all boils down to when the dynamic changes already. So yeah.
I think so too, and I just my big thing is you can't make femininity a reward, right? Like if you do this, I'll be feminine. You can't make it a reward.
It's not a switch that you can turn on and off.
You're supposed to be feminine, just like you expect me to be masculine. So if you guys want, so that's the new topic. So we'll kind of coast through some of the comments from the old topic, but you guys definitely comment on that. Let us know how you feel. And let us know how you feel about that. That's the one thing, and you'll notice that that I definitely didn't let that slide in the interview. I of course I was respectful because she's an awesome person, but I couldn't sit by and let that comment go.
Yeah, I mean that's the reason. That's the reason why we're having a conversation, because there are points of view that you may agree or disagree. So yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So, Butch said, excellent point, Richie. It seems like we are romanticizing this and expecting everyone to exercise logic.
Yeah, logic. Hope doesn't follow logic. A lot of time people are hoping they're in this Disneyland fantasy thing, and they just think they're hoping everything works out. They don't have to ask questions. They don't have to have the hard conversations and the hard talks. But hope doesn't follow logic, though. You have to vet. You have to vet, and if you don't vet, you're going to end up in a situation that doesn't work, right?
Okay.
DG said, I disagree with that. DG.
I don't know what did he disagree?
I don't know either, but I'm sure he's going to follow that. We'll try to catch up in the comments. Alan Lewis. I think he was in the comments before too. Yeah. Alan, what's happening, man? Alan, where are you commenting from? Where are you watching from, brother? Right? Alan said, shouldn't physical discipline any kid? Now, that's an interesting perspective, because for the most part, I actually agree with you, Alan. For the most part, I actually agree with you. I just think physical corporal punishment should be the last resort. But I can't say I can't say not at all. Yeah. And I do think there's a couple of situations, in my own opinion, where corporal punishment might be, I think is called for. Or could be called
I think we have the same two things about where corporal punishment should be
life or death, or
life or death, or blatant disrespect.
Blatant disrespect.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, as much as I could, I would try my best to be a positive parent to you, but you need some ass whooping. When
blatant disrespect can never be tolerated, because it will only get worse.
Yes.
And then I think there's life or death situations. And for all of us, we have different ideas of what punishment and discipline might mean.
I think that
Alan,
works
again, for the most part, I actually agree with you. For the most part. Okay? Breathe deep. Breathe deep. You're gonna make it, you're gonna be all right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Try Science is in the house.
Hello, Try Science.
Where are you hollering at us from? Where are you watching from?
Giving us some theory. Andy's theorem.
Okay. Give it to us.
Your chances with a single mom are indirectly proportional to her hotness, directly proportional to how handsome you are, and directly proportional to how many children she has.
I think you could actually come up with some kind of equation, or
X plus Y.
Yeah, some kind of equation. And I bet I'm saying I bet that there's something to that. I bet that there's something. If she's super hot, though, it's gonna she's gonna feel like she has a lot of options, and she probably does have a lot of options to be smashed. right? But as far as being kept, who knows? I think that's related to how many kids she might have, right? But Andy, sorry, try science. I don't disagree with that. I think there's something to that. Is the best way I would say, right? Right. Butch said I got ass whoopings and they work. I did too, Butch. I did too, and very few. But when I got them, I needed them, and they definitely left a lasting impression on me, and I felt like it made me better, to be honest.
I think so.
But this is a different world. This is definitely a different world. So I definitely, I'm a believer. I'll put it that way.
I do too.
But I still think in only few select situations. Maria.
Ira Abesha.
Maria, so glad to have you in here. We love having some Filipinas in here to comment on these situations and on these topics. We would love to get your take on this topic, right? Okay. And Cliff said, I'm sorry, I forgot we were talking about Filipinas and Americans, right? Because that would not work in the US. I agree. Okay. Let's see. DG said only kids I disciplined were my own. And I think for the most part, DG, I think that's how it should be, bro. I really, really believe that. I hope that people don't put themselves in a situation where they're in a situation and there was somebody else and their kids, and they feel like they have to discipline those kids corporally. I just feel like it you might be taking an L. You might have to take an L in that, right? Okay. Right. She's talking about you with the hanger.
Because there's one instance where when the boys know that they're going to receive ass whooping, so they voluntarily lay flat on their stomach.
Okay. If y'all believe that, y'all crazy.
Believe it.
If y'all believe that, y'all crazy. You guys are nuts. I've almost 3 years, and I've never even heard.
Of course, we don't live together. That's why you don't see it.
Those boys talk to me anyway.
Of course, they won't say the negative.
Mom told my ass up.
Anyway. They won't say it to you.
Go ahead with Jersey.
Because
y'all crazy if y'all.
Yeah, stop. Because they will. That you will turn to me.
Anyway. Right.
Young Fresh said using physical discipline on children can get you arrested even here in the United States. I'm not sure what the laws are in the Philippines, but I definitely wouldn't want to find out the hard way. You know what?
Absolutely.
Here in the Philippines, nowadays, it's really tough to do corporal punishment even with your own
kids,
children because it will be against you.
Yeah,
but
and you know how it is at home already. It's already like that at home.
Yeah, but here I think it goes it all boils down to how well your children respect you. If they understand why you're doing it, I think that's the bottom.
I always think the message. I'll talk about my father for a hot minute. My father would sit me down and have this long talk. What happened here, and he'd make me tell a story. He'd get my version of the story, and he said, "But you understand that's not how he raised you." And he would say, "Look, you know what? I got to tune you up. We can't have this. That's not how I raised you." He would talk about their expectation, and he said, "We got to tune you up." And I would take that ass whooping and it would hurt. And here's what made it awesome is my father would sit me down afterward every single time and hug me, and he would tell me, you know how much I love you. I don't want to do that. But I got to do it. I got to do it. That's my job. I know. Because it brings seriously, when I think of my father, I love him so much for that because he taught me that. And I was able to bring that to my kids. And that I always get tears in my eyes when I think.
I'm avoiding eye contact now because it'll make me cry.
But that's what, to me, that is what it's about. The message should be the message that I love you, and this is the expectation. This is the message is bringing you up to be a productive member of society.
That's right,
and that's it. In my opinion, anyway. Okay, we'll keep cracking. We'll keep it going. Go ahead.
Okay, Young Fresh said times have changed since I was growing up, and nowadays people will call the police.
They'll call the police, right? I think that I would think this. I would think, if we all lived together, and I was tuning, and I had to tune up one of the boys, and the neighbors heard, they might would call the police on my ass. I don't want the smoke. I don't want the smoke. I'm just saying. Even if it was legit, I don't want the smoke. So you just got to put yourself in a position where you're not in that position. Seriously, right?
But
Right.
but the boys know that, they respect you even
They
without
they
that
do. They
corporal
do.
punishment.
And we
And
have
they
an
think,
understanding. We have a
and they're
mutual
not gonna
understanding.
cross the line,
No, no, absolutely not. Right.
Mm.
But we have an understanding. We built that though. We built that into our relationship where we understand where we are.
And it's
Yeah.
cool. It's cool also because you defer to me and I defer to you. You ask
Right.
your dad. You ask your
Right. Right. Mr. said Ching make it sound like turned them into Kunta Kinte.
What's that?
Roots. It's from Roots. Anyway,
Okay.
like she. Anyway, like you beat the hell out of the boys.
I
Listen,
did.
Mister, don't believe her, man. Y'all. Let me just say, I'm just asking you just for a minute. If you guys think that she's whooping these kids' asses, it might be a swat with a hanger. It ain't. It's not like what we think an ass whooping is, right? It might be a swat with a hanger or something, and it might be this frail little fragile hanger or something like that. And mind you, they got pants on and all this stuff. Y'all stop. Quit.
Hey, I know because
Okay. Let's
put
move.
a mark
Let's just move. Let's move on.
on
Don't be
the,
putting marks on the
no
boys.
no no on the booty.
Don't be putting marks on the boys. Yeah. Anyway.
But that's right. That's when you need to stop.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Pauling. Butch said, "Thank you, Butch."
I know.
Pauling says we don't believe you, man. Right? Yeah. Y'all don't believe this madness she's talking. Right? Anyway. Luckily, her two boys or our two boys, however you want to say it, are good. They're damn good boys, and they understand their role in the family dynamic, right? So we'll keep it pushing. Go ahead.
Raymond said there was a situation when I first arrived where kid really needed a spanking, mother chasing him around, and the Filipino man did nothing, just eat his food like it's nothing is wrong.
I've learned they have a different idea of what discipline is. You will see kids here acting a fool. I mean, acting an absolute fool out here, and the parents just let it go. They'll just ignore it or just pretend like it's not happening. I've seen it time and time again. We see it with certain families at home, but I've seen it many times here. Saw it a lot in China. They just have a different idea, and it is what it is. Okay, all right.
Hey, Cliff said, why would someone date somebody 5 months pregnant because they are in doubt?
Because they're desperate. Because they're desperate and they're not confident men. That's why, Cliff. They're not confident men, and in their mind, they think they're happy. They're lucky to get such a woman.
No, because I heard that it's also can I say that word? Dude, I heard
okay.
that.
You can say it.
Yeah,
But
is it bad? A bad word? To
I
say?
don't think it is. I don't think
Okay, because I heard that it's a fetish for some men to do it with a pregnant woman. I don't know.
But I don't think that's the case here. Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. I just don't understand why would you do that.
Why would you put yourself in that situation? But understand, a woman that's pregnant with your baby. But I know the fetish. I know. I've heard of such things before. But anyway, I just think it's crazy. You're setting yourself up to be in a bad situation, right? Black Box said, "I don't have kids, so I don't have that experience."
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. All right.
Hi, Maria.
Yeah, that's
Sky?
from Maria before, right? From Maria, who's in the comments here, who's watching. Okay.
Gabrielle Bold. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Currently dating Filipino with kids. It's a lot harder than you may think. Have kids already. Didn't care at first. Family is becoming a problem.
It's not harder than I think, bro. I know how hard it is. I know how I'm preaching on it right now. It's not easy, and I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, but you should consider everything you're doing and consider, can I do this long term? Is this something I can do long term? Is this something I'm going to be able to endure long term? Sometimes them MFs are sleeping with their mother. They sleep with their parents or sleep with how you going to figure that one out? How's that one going to work? Right? There's a lot to be considered in this culture, right? Let's see. Butch said, I'm assuming that this conversation excludes multiple baby daddies. Butch, it does not. It does not. There are Filipinas out there. And do you think, I think that's the minority though. I think that's the minority. Do you disagree? I don't know. This is a question for you.
I'm thinking.
Yeah. I feel like that's the minority of Filipinos that have kids with multiple baby daddies. I feel like that, what do you think? From what you know?
From what I know, I think
It's about 50-50?
It's about 50-50.
Okay, fair enough. You would know that more than I would. But I feel like I know Filipinas would. It's kind of right.
Yeah.
But most of the ones I know have one kid or two kids, and both the kids are theirs. So I wouldn't know. But
those
enough.
that not know personally, but I heard of have multiple baby daddies.
Right.
That's why.
Okay.
That's why I said it's.
It is what it is, right? Paul's in the house. What's up, Paul?
Hello, Paul.
All right, cool having you here, Paul. Let us know where you're commenting from, where you're watching from, bro. Appreciate you. Right. Raymond said, date a woman who are already pregnant. That seems crazy. Raymond, it seems equally crazy to me, bro.
Yeah.
But people do it. People date women who, bruh, if you guys knew some of the stories we knew that people have told us firsthand, I mean, not gossip, but firsthand, their life experience, it can get crazy. It can definitely get crazy. Paul went back and said, I don't agree with spanking. Paul, again, I will say for the most part, almost for the
That's
most
the last
part,
resort.
I don't either. And I think it should be the absolute last resort when it comes to punishing your kids, right? Let's see. And Joey said only a crazy ass dude would fall for that trap. And Joey, there are crazy ass dudes, bro. It sounds crazy, but you're right. There are crazy ass dudes that fall for that trap. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't think most of it is a fetish. I think there's a lot of dudes who are a little older and who are desperate to have families. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, but I'm just saying
But why not make it your own children?
Because they see they walk into a situation and they use the hope thing. I hope this works out instead of using logic, instead of and they just hope it works out.
It would be better if it's your own children. Yeah. It would be. So Larry Johnson said, "Hey, Rich and Cheng, love your show, and you too, likewise. Dealing with this topic, I'm the fortunate one. We both filed for our capacity for single status. Everything is good to go. March is our month.
Congratulations, Larry. That's awesome. Hope fingers crossed for you, because we always love. I'll say this for myself. I love a happy ending, right? And I'm not talking about the massage happy ending, but I guess that wouldn't be bad, right? Some good lube. Anyway, all right. Right? Okay. Is it possible to meet a Filipina in Boracay?
Of course, a lot of Filipina. It's the kind of Filipina you meet.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's very possible. But as she just said, what kind of Filipinas do you think are lurking in Boracay?
Yeah, and they will approach you.
There's a reason they're in Boracay.
You'll meet a lot.
Yeah, there's a reason they're in Boracay, Paul. Right. Very possible to meet.
Not just in Boracay, in Siquijor, they're all over the place.
And there's a reason they're in Siquijor too. Right?
And Dumaguete as well.
There's a reason they're in Dumaguete too. So it's to answer your question, it is very, very possible. But
it depends on the kind of Filipina you meet.
It may not be the one, if you're looking for something long term, it may not be the ones you're looking for. Just saying. Okay. Let's see.
So Joan said, remember this. If you do decide leave her, be prepared to leave that island. If she is angry at you, she can make your life miserable. Be prepared.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Let's vet the situation. Vet it carefully. Vet the whole entire situation. Everything about the situation, because getting out of it ain't going to be nearly as easy as getting into it was. It won't be nearly as easy, right? Okay. Right. And look, Black Box said, don't start nothing, there won't be nothing, right? If you can't finish it, don't start it. Right. All right.
So Mark, hello, Mark.
What's up, Mark? Mark, where are you watching from, bro? Let us know where you're watching from in the comments, right?
Welcome. So old men trap young girls like that. They give them money every month to live with them, and the girl sends some home, so her family is pressuring her to stay. Also, there's a continuation.
Yeah, I need to see the continuation. Okay, but
What's his name again?
It's Mark, but
okay,
we'll have to
we'll
continue
that later.
Right,
okay, so
Farrell Ranch, you. Okay, right? Said
Farrell Ranch said, would not have issues with dating a single mom. The responsibility without authority is what I can't stand for.
Right,
if the kid gets pregnant and abandoned, that instantly becomes my responsibility.
Right. Yeah, I can't do that. No responsibility without authority. Absolutely not. Right. Paul said another channel here wants $750 to help. Another channel here wants $750 to help me when I get there. I told them no, too expensive. Paul, you don't $750 for what? For what?
To get here?
Paul, go do it. Go ahead, do it.
Yeah, so if you want to save your 750,
save your $750.
Save your 750 and book a consultation with Rich.
Book a consultation with me. I guarantee you,
it'll
save you a hell of a lot more.
Write down
you will
all your
save
questions.
way more money than you spend. I promise you that. And if you don't think you save more money than you spend, I will give you your money back. I will literally give you your money back, Paul. Guaranteed. You'll save. Book a consultation with me. I will save you so much more money than you will possibly spend, right?
Yeah.
And it won't be anywhere near. That's absolutely asinine. $750. Stop with all that, right? Okay, next. Paul said, I wish I could discipline them, right? Them little mother. Anyway, all right, let's see. Double Music Group.
Wow, a lot of good.
Double Music Group is in the house.
Hello,
what's up, Double Music Group?
Thank you.
Where you joining us from? Thanks for joining the family. What you got to say? What is it? Go ahead.
Okay. My rule of thumb in the US and now the Philippines was to slowly build a connection with the children first before focusing deeply on mom. You have to disclose that to the mother so that she understands.
Absolutely. You got to have a talk. You got to have a talk about it. It's absolutely necessary to have a talk. Filipina Des is in the house. What's happening, Des? You know we love you, and we are looking forward to releasing the second part of our video. Is it tomorrow?
Monday.
No, Monday. On Monday night. Their Monday night. Our Tuesday.
Tuesday morning.
Yeah, their Monday night, and it's good. The second part, I think, the second part is better than the first one. So we're looking forward to that, and we appreciate Des for coming on with us, and we had a great time. Des is super cool.
Right? Thank you for promoting us, Mo.
Oh, without a doubt, right?
So, yeah.
Oh yeah. I didn't catch that. Yeah, easy, bruh. Easy. $50 is, and people keep telling me I should charge more, but I just want to say I'm not trying to make money. I have my own job where I make money, and I appreciate people saying, oh, you should charge more than that. But I'm just trying to help people. I just want to help people, and $750 is just absolutely outrageous, right? If I have a free hour of my time, $50 is reasonable to me. Maybe in the future I might charge more if I'm getting way too many, it's getting overwhelming. But for right now, I just want to help people and their question to prepare to get over here, know what to expect, put people up on game, where to stay, where not to stay, what to do, what not to do, so they can have the best experience possible. That's it, right? Okay. Let's see what else. Stink Shag is in the house.
Hello,
what's up,
Stan?
Stink Shag? What's up, fam? Stink Shag, my big ass brother. I was in the elevator yesterday with this dude who was he was Stink Shag size. Not his arms weren't as big as Stink Shag. Stink Shag's arms are like this, right? But this dude, he got in the elevator and I did like that, and you know, I said, people think I'm big. People think I'm big. And so I stand up next to you and I say, "You're a big mother. You're a big dude, man. You know what this. There's a saying. It takes a big man to whoop me, but it doesn't take him long. It takes a big man to whoop me, but it won't take him long. Right?
You felt like a midget.
Oh man, I feel like a circus midget next to him, right? But Stink Shag's my dude, right? So I always feel comfortable. He don't make me feel like a circus. Anyway, let's see.
Nap said.
Go ahead. My bad.
Menopause is not really relevant for me as a guy who knows other ways to pleasure a woman. Also, I wouldn't date a woman who didn't know other ways to pleasure a man.
Fair enough, but what if she doesn't want to be pleasured? I'm just saying. What if? I mean, that's what menopause is. Yeah, she's having hot flashes. She don't want nobody down there. What if she doesn't want to be pleasured? I'm just saying it is what it is. Before we get to that point, Naps. Naps, before I get to that point with a woman, she got to put in some time with me. She got to earn the pause. She going to have to earn that pause because, I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, right? Des said,
single moms with grown-up kids are better for many reasons too. The consequence when we prioritize our kids and give little love to ourselves is our youth.
I think that's the consensus, right? The consensus is probably if you're a foreign dude getting into a relationship with a Filipina, that meeting one with older kids is probably going to be a better deal, just because they don't need so much attention. They shouldn't, hopefully, need so much attention, but that's for the guy to vet too, right?
Yeah.
But again, keeping in mind, just because her kids are older, they still gonna be at home. They still gonna be at home, but hopefully they, they're in a place where they can kind of
Take
fend
care
for
of
themselves and
themselves.
take care of themselves, and they don't need so much attention, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, good
Paul.
deal, Paul. Yeah, definitely email me, bro. $750 is outrageous, bro. Anyway, okay. Joey said,
Yes, here in the Philippines, no such thing as independence when growing up. You will not kick out of the house when turned 18. Let
it
that
ain't
sink in,
happening.
fellas.
It ain't
Who's not
happening.
Filipino?
It is
Yeah.
not happening, right?
Mm.
Okay, go ahead with Des.
Des said, I mean, we get older each day. No more fresh spring chicken.
No more, no more. You just hope the box doesn't get too old, too. Right? Yeah.
Dried up.
Right. Yeah. The Sahara, right? They need half a bottle of lube to
Ay,
get.
grabe.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. Let's see.
Ay.
Sting Shack said, what's Stan say?
If you choose to date a woman with kids, be sure you're in the position to call the shots, especially if you are the sole provider. It's important to know exactly where you stand in the reign of.
Absolutely. You got that right. And look, and Morris said, waiting for part two. You guys, part two is it's
Monday
already
night.
been shot. So
Mm.
actually just a little shout out to Filipina Des. If you haven't seen her channel, Filipina Des 8888, check out her channel. And a shout out to her because we actually filmed almost two and a half hours. I mean, of footage, of content. So we broke that down. But we had a good time. Some stuff most stuff we agreed on. Actually, there's a couple things where I just kind of felt a little different. But shout out to Des for a great time, and hopefully we get to collab again.
Yeah,
it was
in the near
awesome.
future.
Yeah. Okay.
So Des said it's possible to discipline the kids. You have to ask this question early in long distance relationship. Would you allow the foreign guy to discipline your kids? Many Filipinos would allow, of course, many won't.
Right.
I
Very
think,
true.
as I mentioned earlier, that there are Filipinos who don't want you to even touch their children.
Right. And which I understand. I don't want to touch my own children. Right? I don't want to corporally discipline my own children. But when you're
but
you gotta work
disciplining
on that
doesn't
dynamic.
disciplining doesn't only necessarily mean physically.
Right, absolutely. It should be I always say it should be the absolute last resort. Yeah. Okay, Mofa's in the house. What's up, Mofa?
Hello, Mofa. My first partner was single mother, and it was challenging because she's already had 2 kids. Plus, at the same time, I was working away 2 weeks offshore. The relationship took 2 years to end.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, it's okay in the beginning because you can overlook the some of the stuff, but it'll start to wear on you. It'll start to grind on you. Okay. It'll start to grind on you. It'll start to wear on, and you be real with yourself. And I think that's the tough thing. Move all the emotions out and be real with yourself. This is my budget. This is how I can live. This is how much I can spend. And be real with yourself as to how much, what you can take, what's acceptable to you or not, right? And I think
because
that's important, right?
because you'll end up being broke and out on the streets if you just I hope this works.
Yeah. Hope don't follow logic. Okay.
So Filipina Des said, it will come out naturally. Richie, the femininity will come out if she chooses the right guy.
Yeah. This is the one point where I absolutely disagreed with you and still do. And maybe I missed something. Maybe I missed something in the interview. I think I'm finally caught up to this conversation. I just think it's not my job to make a woman feminine. You should be feminine already, just like it's not your job to make me be masculine. You don't have to make me be masculine. That's my role. That's my role in the relationship. And equally, your role or a woman's role in the relationship is she needs to be feminine and friendly. And that's my take. And I respectfully, so I'll say I respectfully disagree. And maybe I do need to go back and look at it again. Maybe I missed something, but that's my take on it. Go ahead.
Okay, so it's not the case. Women sometimes direct with their emotions, and I agree with Surichi, embracing gender roles and not like a switch that makes you feminine.
I definitely think that. So somebody's banging on the door. Some crackhead is trying to get in and rob us and who knows what he's going to do, right? And I'll look at you and say, oh, yeah, no, you go get it. Yeah, you get it. You protect us, right? You protect us. I'm not feeling
Like
feminine.
grabbing.
I'm not feeling feminine. I'm not feeling masculine right now. I'm just feeling my feminine energy, right? So I mean, should you make me be masculine in that moment? I don't think so. That's my job. That's my job. That's my role in our relationship is to be masculine at all times. And not when it's convenient and not when it's inconvenient, but at all times.
Yeah.
That's my role.
I agree.
And I feel like a female, her job in that relationship is to be feminine at all times. I'm not talking about with the kids. That might be a different dynamic. But when it's us two, your job is to be feminine. And my job is to be masculine at all times. And I don't need to make you be feminine. Okay. This is my take. Again, not coming at you. I'm just saying, just stating my case. You want to say? Okay.
Yeah, I'll answer after that. So, Filipina just said, you cannot be feminine when you have been long time single, independent. Yeah.
Sorry.
We are in the survival mode. I understand what you're trying to say, but I think you can still be feminine and do things that you need to do because you need to. Because, like, for example, I've been doing this for 8 years. I need to make decisions. So you don't miss. It doesn't stop you from being feminine. I think you just have to stand up and make decisions for your family, for your children, but also being naturally nurturing, naturally caring, and naturally feminine doesn't need a switch. It's within you.
And I understand that you have to wear both hats, the father and the mother role when you're a single mom. I absolutely get that. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about a relationship with a man and a woman is what we're talking about. And if you can't, and as a woman, if you can't figure out that your job in that relationship is to be a woman and be feminine, you're going to keep losing quality men. That's the bottom. You're going to keep losing. If you get opportunities in the first place, you're going to keep losing quality men because those quality men are not going to tolerate a masculine woman. They're here because they don't want masculine women. They came here because they don't want that. You think they're going to tolerate a masculine woman here? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And that's the problem I have with that statement. I think those women who feel like they have to be masculine, they're going to keep losing. If they want a man, if maybe some of those women just say, I don't need a man, I don't want a man, fine. But in our interview, Des said that's not the case. She said most women want a man. And I think if that's the case, you're going to keep losing. Those women are going to keep losing quality men to other women who understand that they're in their masculine, their feminine energy all the time. That's my take. Okay.
Okay. So
we did Joey.
I'm not sure.
Did we do that?
Sige, let's do it. Okay. Joey said, yes, I agree. Being feminine and masculine is what your personality manifests. It's not activated just to find the right guy or
it's
woman.
Not. It is not. I absolutely agree. Next comment, go ahead.
Okay. Stink Shag said, feminine energy has been lost in some cases with the advent of the single mom, where she is forced to be both mother and father to her kids, especially if she has boys.
Right. And at this point, we'll keep reading the comments, but if there is anyone, and I don't care, I always welcome people to give me both sides of any perspective, any sides of the coin. Share it with me. Sell me that it's a switch that you can turn on and off. Sell me on it. So that it's a switch you can turn on and off, and that it's a guy's responsibility to make a woman be feminine. It's not. I don't think it is. But sell me on it. Come on. The lines are open. Call in and let us know. Tell me why you believe that. Sell me on it, right? And I might have a rebuttal. I'm not saying I won't have a rebuttal, but I'm always going to be respectful. Always. Okay. All right.
Okay. I think if a Filipina is doing both roles, it takes a while, especially when you're in a relationship, and hopefully that man can help you transition, because he's going to do the masculine, and all you need to focus on is your feminine
energy. Exactly. That's his role, is to come up and take over the masculine role, right? So you can just
focus
now
on
all you got to do is be who you say you're supposed to naturally be in the first place. Just do your job. Just do your job. Butch said this has been great. See you guys on Monday.
Thank
Butch,
you, Butch.
thanks for joining us. We appreciate you coming in, and we appreciate your comments. Don't let it be the last time, bro. Okay. Des said.
Hi. I didn't. Sorry. I thought you were going to read. Filipina Des said, I didn't say anything like that in the interview. It's not the guy's job. I would like to correct you there, Richie.
Okay. Then Des, you know what? Then I might have missed. Then I'll apologize to you in advance. I might have missed that. I actually went back and I watched the interview again, and I thought I saw and heard the same thing though. But maybe if we could, I would love to have you mic up or cam up or just call in and say again if you would. That would be great, so we can correct it and so I'm not misquoting you.
Yeah.
I would love for you to call in and so everybody can hear it directly from you again. I think that would be awesome. So you're welcome to do that. The number is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. So definitely give us a call. You can call on on WhatsApp, right? And you're already connected with us through WhatsApp. So please do that. I would love to do that. I don't want to misquote anybody, and I would love to get it straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Okay.
And it took a while before we get to your comments because So Obi-Wan said, Des, you can
exactly
call in and let him know.
Right, exactly. I'm sure everybody would love to hear it, rather hear it from you than from me. I think most of the people watch the video, and again, and if I misquoted you, I apologize in advance, right? Okay, we'll keep with the comments, and hopefully Des will call in.
Yeah. So Joey said to Black Box, yes, I agree. That's why Western women are doomed because they manifest masculine energy in the Western society.
I think so too.
So Des said, you cannot be feminine while being in the boss of your kid's house. We have to toughen up while being single mom, survival mode, when there's no guy around waiting for a right guy. I respectfully would, how do I say that? Disagree to this one because you are like, for example, you're a mom and you're bossing you're leading. I don't like the word boss. You're leading your kids at home and you are, especially when I have boys, I am being a role model for my boys on what they need to look up to in a woman when they are going to look for a wife in the future. So I think that you can be tough, but you can be feminine as well.
And here's what I think sometimes we're conflating. We're conflating the relationship between the mom and the kids and the mom and the dude. Right? I'm not talking about the mom and the kids. I get and I acknowledge that you have to wear, if you're a single mom, you have to wear both hats in that relationship with the kids. But you have to put that to the side when you're dealing with your man. You don't need to be feminine. I mean, you don't need to be masculine when you're dealing with your man. And that's the point I'm making. Not about your kids, because I get it. You have to discipline your kids, but you don't need to discipline your man. So your masculine energy needs to go by the wayside or do something with that when you're dealing with your man. That's my point.
Especially also when you live separately. Like, for example,
but most of them,
for the most part, like, for example, I fix stuff in the house. Does that make me masculine?
No, it doesn't. It just means you fix stuff in your house.
Yeah, I fix the faucet. I fix the the cabinets and all that.
It just means you fix stuff in your house. Luca's in here. What's up, Luca? What's Luca got to say? We always love having different opinions from Filipinas, so we can get it straight from them.
Yeah, and also, Luca, please get a hold of us on this number scrolling across the screen. We'd love to hear from you. Also, Luca said, femininity is inherent, but I could be tough without being masculine. I do repairs in the house. I just said that fix stuff that a man in the house should be doing. Stuff like these, my husband couldn't or wouldn't.
Right. I think that's so on point. You don't, with your kids, I get it. I get that you have to have the masculine energy to be the disciplinarian. I get that. But when you got a man, that needs to go by the wayside, and you get in your feminine energy that's supposed to be natural. That's my point. Okay. All right.
Tiger said, I'm sorry.
All right.
Tiger said, sometimes I think it's okay if the girl will make a decision. Stuff like, if I say, where do you want to eat tonight?
I mean, that's, but I don't think that's a feminine or masculine thing. It's just you share, simple decisions and talk about simple stuff, right?
Again, Des, if we misquote you or anything like that, then You can call us.
Yes, come on the show and come on the show, and so you can actually say what you said, because we don't want to misquote you. And you guys, I would encourage you to watch the interview over again, especially watch that part. And I'm gonna watch it again because maybe I just misunderstood, and maybe people in the comments have misunderstood. But I would love for you to come on the show and kind of give your POV, because I think, just to clear it up, I think that would be good. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Just lurking, still not feeling well. Great discussion. Happy Christmas to all.
Merry Christmas
I hope
to you, Luca.
you feel better soon.
Same here. Okay, all right.
Okay, so Gabrielle said, if you date a Filipino with kids, you will need an attorney to write a letter to the Department of Women and Children.
That is a whole bunch. That is a whole bunch to do.
Okay, yeah. Joey said to Luca, it's not about who's fixing things and do and couldn't do, ma'am. It's about how your personality that counts.
Right.
Your attitude and demeanor will be your label if your aura are of feminine or masculine.
That's it. I think they're agreeing. I think Joey's actually agreeing with Luca. Yeah. But that's just it. It's about your attitude and your demeanor, not to your kids, but to your man, to the man you're with, right? If you can't turn that off, you're going to keep losing quality men, and that's my whole point. Okay.
I tried calling in, but goes right to voicemail. Just want to say, a man should not try and bring out the feminine side to any woman. That's not our job, and it's not the type of woman I would run away.
Okay, keep going.
Okay, so
I'll fix that.
Okay, so the next comment is from Gabrielle. This letter is your protection against arrest. Never be around kids under 18. You're going to jail.
Okay, I just fixed the call in, you guys. If anybody's called in, you can call in now and it'll come on. So, and especially for Des, if you called in before and you were trying, I got a whole bunch of stuff. So if you were trying to call in before, call in now. I just fixed it, so it's up and it's happening now.
Okay, so Joan said, hell, nowadays taking the phone away is worse than a smack in the face.
No kidding, right?
I know, right?
Kids act like you killed them, right? Okay.
Filipina Des said, single mom should show authority while she raises her child.
Absolutely.
Yes, she is more in the masculine energy. Kids will not respect you if you are soft mom. You are the father while there's no partner.
Agreed. Okay. All right, we'll take this call from Black Box. Black Box, we'll give you 2 and 2. We got a whole bunch of calls waiting now. Go ahead, what it?
No, you're gonna call me later, so I won't be long. It's like me saying, hey, I won't get into my masculine until I meet a feminine woman. I'm just gonna let everybody walk all over me, rip me off, break into my house, steal all my stuff. But when the right woman comes along, I become Bruce Lee. Now, how does that sound?
It's asinine. It makes no sense at all. It makes no sense.
That's why I flip the script. When they say, I need the masculine man to make me feminine. Well, what about the opposite? No. Well, see, that's how much sense it makes. No.
But
exactly.
I think the women who think that way, respectfully, they're going to keep losing quality men. And that's what sucks about it. I wish, again, I want to say, I get, for the women who are dealing with men, you have to have your feminine energy. With your kids, okay, you're wearing 2 hats. But with the men, when you get a man into your life, you got to be feminine. You have to be feminine.
And women can't even raise boys to be men anyway.
I don't think they can. I don't think they can. Yeah.
They do an effort, but they have to get men involved, uncles, coaches.
If being feminine is natural, it should be easy. It shouldn't be difficult to get into your feminine energy if it's natural. That's my point.
My mom put me to karate, kung fu, football, judo, because she knew she couldn't do it.
Because she knew you needed to be able to have that masculine. Exactly.
Right. Exactly.
Appreciate you, brother. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be waiting.
Okay, bye.
Okay, so
wait, did I miss a comment? A Des comment?
No.
Okay, we got that one. All right.
Young Fresh.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
So Young Fresh said, to Filipina Des, no woman should ever be in any type of masculine energy. That's very unattractive.
I won't go that far, Jerry. Because I do get, and okay, the key word might be should be. The key word might be should. I do get that when it comes to disciplining children, they might need to be. I get that. But when you ask a man to come into your life and assume that role, you have to put that masculine energy to the side or put it in a box or do something with it when you're dealing with him. When you're dealing with him. And if you can't do that, then maybe there's a certain level of maturity that you haven't reached yet. That's all I'm saying. But you're going to keep learning that you're going to have to get something because those quality men are going to keep leaving. They're not going to tolerate a masculine woman. They're just not. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's take this next call. I'm not sure. We'll take this call. Holla at your boy.
What's happening, brother? Stan Shag.
What's up? Yay. What's up, Stan? I love the voice.
Not much. I just think in terms of when you think in terms of the positive energy, especially feminine energy with women, and they're single moms, the masculine side that you have to take care of. You're gonna have to be in a situation, especially your man getting involved with that type of woman. You're gonna have to make sure you're stepping back from those kids for a while before you get involved.
Right.
Because you need to see her feminine side, and where it's at, and she needs to be able to portray that to you because you figure she's been for the last 5, 6, 8, 10 years raising these kids, especially if they're boys. That masculine side is going to be very strong and prevalent in her demeanor.
Right.
So
it's a great point.
I think. Yeah, so I think as a man, you get involved with a woman who has kids, you're going to have to be very patient in terms of, you say you want her to be feminine, right? Right off the bat, but that's going to be something that she's going to have to relearn.
Okay.
Or because I think in a lot of terms, a lot of situations, especially with some of the people I meet now, that masculine energy when they're raising those kids alone is very prominent.
Right.
And it's something that has to be for them to say, they're playing both roles, and for them, especially if they've been single for a long period of time, that masculine role is a predominant trait.
Now,
Stan, as unattractive as I may see it as it is,
right,
it's there.
Now I'm gonna give a quick shout out to Miss Des. I'm gonna give a quick shout out to Des on this because she did say in the video, it takes a while or there's a transition. There might be a transition from her being more.
I haven't seen the video.
Right. No, this is on part 2.
I totally agree.
This is on part 2, but watch part 2, right? But shout out to her because she did say there might be a transition period, and I said I agree, but understand that transition period for him might be very short. It might be very short.
So, oh yeah.
So
So
shout out to her.
Man's like us to stick around and take that. Yeah,
exactly.
You're right.
Exactly. So I agree with you, and shout out to Miss Des. You guys have both said the same thing on that. Okay, appreciate you, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you, Stan.
All right, brother.
Thank you, Stan.
Have a good one.
All right, thanks, bro. All right. Real quick shout out to Cliff for the super sticker. We appreciate you, brother.
Cliff.
Yeah, sorry it took us so long to get to it. We're trying to plow through the comments, and we want to get everybody's comment in, and it's tough to do that sometimes. But if you're calling in, if you've been trying to call in, definitely call in. We got it back up. And we're fine on the phone line. So definitely call in. Des, if you're trying to call in and we missed your call us back, please. We would love to get your point of view. Let's get it directly from you. Exactly. Okay.
So Joey to Young Fresh said, totally agree. It's a red flag. They manifest masculine energy. Better avoid it.
Now, I'm not against what Des said. I'm not against what Stan said. I get you can't just flip a switch and go from masculine to feminine if you've been doing that or playing both roles for a long time. But what I will say is that if you're dealing with a quality man, that transition period is going to be mighty short. It's because he has other options. That period is going to be awfully short because someone else, there might be a whole bunch of other women that are in their feminine energy already that he would rather deal with. He doesn't want the smoke, and it's a lot easier. Why jump into a shit situation? That's all I'm saying. Okay. Anything else? Okay.
Okay. SML. Hello, SML. Usually, single moms are more settled in relationships. From what I've seen from YouTubers who are with single moms, they have made the best girlfriends and eventually wives.
What are you doing?
I thought
No.
Okay, next we have Filipina Des.
Yeah.
I will just explain my thoughts in my channel soon. This needs clarification. A single mom needs to be tough enough and tighten her pants because you cannot be weak. You are not allowed to cry.
I
or
totally
get
agree with
sick.
that.
Or it would be a better idea if you stay tuned for part 2 of this video, because of course, you know, it's a what you call continuation of what we are talking about.
There's nothing about this comment that I
Mhm.
disagree with.
Mhm.
I agree with everything in this comment.
Mhm.
And again, this is the whole thought about a woman having to wear two hats.
Yeah.
For a long time, she's been wearing multiple hats for a long period of time.
Yeah.
So I understand her needing to be feminine or masculine with the kids, with the kids. But you if there's a flip, if there's a switch to flip, you better flip that switch quickly, because a quality man is not going to stick around for a long time. That is my premise, right? That's it. And that's no shade on anybody. He's just, a quality man is going to have options here, and if you can't bring that to the table, he's going to look for other options. That's all. Okay. Let's see. Okay, well, go ahead.
Joey to SML, only few on that, my friend, but mostly single moms here are good girlfriends and wife material either. Good luck finding a good one. Much better if you look for single women without kids.
But that's the trick, isn't it? Isn't that the trick? That it's tough to find one who doesn't have kids. Oh, dang it. Okay, I think that was Jerry. Jerry, I hit the wrong button on accident. Call me right back, Jerry. Or whoever that was calling from New York. Whoever that was calling from New York, call me right back. I just hit the wrong button on accident. Okay, go ahead.
So let's move on to the next. Okay. So.
All right. Okay, we'll take the call. Here we go. All right. And bang. There. All right, go ahead. Sorry, I hung up on you on accident, bro.
Hey, what's up? This is Young Fresh.
What's up, Jerry?
What's going on?
Yeah. What's your take?
All right. Hey, I want to be very quick because I know you got a lot of calls. I just want to say, number one, there's some really good videos that y'all did before that really makes people like me make the decisions that I actually made, and the first thing I'm gonna say is, in terms of single moms, I don't know if it's necessarily you guys' channel or maybe someone else's channel. I don't even know how true this is, but the reason why for me, I decided to avoid single moms, and I think it was encouraged and influenced, I should say, by a lot of YouTube vloggers that I watch, including you, right? And one of the things that scared me was, and again, I don't know if this is true, but I heard when a foreigner like me come to the Philippines and they're dealing with a single mom, a Filipina that have kids, or a Filipina that is legally married, the dude, the actual husband, or their family could actually get you arrested. They could get you, again, maybe that's not true. I don't know, so I don't want to spread nothing. But I was like, damn, why would I want to deal with a woman who could potentially have a hater as a child father to get me locked up? So number one, I just want to say, when I want to differentiate the Philippines to America. I'm just talking about the Philippines, So that's why I completely avoid single moms. And I'm so happy I found me a Filipina. I don't have to worry about that. Anyway, the second thing really quickly, I just want to say is that I do think that overall, I think people evolve over time. You understand? And what I really mean by that is people just evolve. They change their mind, like maybe a Filipina that has kids right now, maybe they will only date a dude with a kid because she has kids, so she already knows, well, I can't really discriminate because I already have kids. But maybe that particular Filipina, before she had kids, maybe she actually would have never dated a dude with an actual kid. You know what I mean? So anyway.
Okay, good points.
That's all.
Good points.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, Jerry. And hey, when you coming back?
Either the end of January, mid-February. I'm still looking at flights, man. But I'm 100% coming back. We're definitely going to meet up again.
All right,
wifey too.
All right, for sure. Next time, make sure she's with us. All right, we'll see you when you get back. We'll talk to you before then.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, brother.
All right.
All right. So I want to make something clear. All right, because obviously everybody knows Ching has 2 children, right? So I've made a choice. I made a choice in my own life. Okay, I'm willing to accept someone and their 2 children into my life under certain conditions, right? But my conditions and my boundaries are, then there can't be masculine energy. If you accept me as someone who can lead, then I'm going to lead. I'm going to lead. There ain't going to be 2 dogs in this pen. There's not going to be 2 chefs in the kitchen. I'm going to lead. You can support that lead. You can follow my lead, but I'm going to lead, right? That's my boundary that I've set. I'm not coming on here saying men should not date single moms. That's not what I'm saying ever. It took for me a lot of convincing. It wasn't an overnight thing where I said, "Oh, okay, I'm all for it." It took months and months to convince me that this was a good deal for me. And mostly it was the 2 boys because they're excellent boys for the most part. Boys are boys, boys are boys, but they're excellent boys, and I love them both. But it took a lot of convincing and a lot of vetting to get me to come to that decision. So my purpose in doing this live stream is to make sure that if you make that choice, do the vetting. Make sure it's a choice that you can make and that you can work on and do for long term. Make sure that you can do that long term, because if not, you're gonna hurt a lot of people. You're gonna get hurt. She's gonna get hurt. The kids are gonna get hurt. It sucks. It really sucks. But make sure, even if you're in that situation, you make that choice. If things change and if the dynamics change, then you have to be willing to get up and walk away. And that also sucks. It's not an easy choice, but it's something you might have to do, and understand that. That's all I'm saying. So I want anybody coming at me saying, "Oh, you said you shouldn't date single moms." I never said such a thing. Never said such a thing. But you better understand the dynamics of the relationships when you do. Anything?
I concur with you.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. All right. Let's see. Okay, hold on. So Sting Shack said, okay, so Des,
I'm in agreement with you, especially if you're raising boys.
Right. I think Des has 3 kids, and was it 2 boys and a girl?
I can't remember.
2 girls and a boy. I can't remember. Des, clarify. I think it's 2 girls and a boy. I think. Let us know, Des. Let us know. Anyway, yeah. And I don't. Again, with her last comment, I totally agree with that part of what she says. Yeah,
your belt.
Absolutely. You have to be the man in some situations, right? Right.
Yeah, okay. Maybe.
Hold on.
Okay,
go ahead.
So Joey said to Des, Richie only point out that femininity and masculinity is not a switch, as it automatically, if you saw it fit, it ingrained in you whether you're tough and not like the type of woman.
Right. Exactly. I'm not saying that you don't have to be tough. I'm not saying that you don't have to be, that you don't have to have that you can't have a masculine side. That is absolutely not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you have to learn to turn that off when you're with your man, because a quality man is just not going to tolerate it. He's not going to. That's all I'm saying. So I agree with you for the most part. I just disagree on you saying that a man will bring that out of you. I can't agree with that. I cannot. Right?
Okay, Joey. Des said to Joey, I just have to correct it. I got his point. It is not the man's job.
There we go.
Of course. The Filipina single mom should choose properly.
There we go. Okay. There we go. So we're So I think we're coming to an understanding. Right.
Okay. Joey said, Filipina Des, good to know. It's not about attacking single moms.
Absolutely not.
I'm a married man with my loving wife and lovely daughter. I knew the struggle being single moms, and I'm respectful to you.
And let me say this. I absolutely respect anyone who's given me respect. I'm not going to disrespect them. I'm not coming on here to disrespect single moms. what I want to do is educate men about dating single moms here in the Philippines. In the Philippines, and that is that if you're going to do it, you better draw some boundaries and set some boundaries about what your expectations are in that relationship. And to do that, you're going to have to sit down and have some serious talks and conversation. Right? Okay. All right. So I think we
Yeah, we're
kind of
good
got into
now.
the same page. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
DC said, if you want to give out money, please send it to the Derek Relief Fund.
Exactly, right.
Okay, so Filipina Des, the Slick Rick, I'll just put my truth bombs in the comment section.
Yeah, give
Yes.
it to us. I would much rather you call in
Yeah.
so we can hear your voice, so we can hear you clarify and clear up what your position is. I would much rather you call in, right? Because I think that would be the best way, so there is no misunderstanding at all. And I don't want you. I hope you don't think I'm attacking you, Des, because I am not. That's not my intention at all. I just didn't agree with one thing that you said in our, or one thing that I felt you said, or that I thought I heard you say in our interview. Okay.
So Young Fresh said, one of the reasons I avoided women with kids in the Philippines, I either heard from your page. Okay, so we got that.
Yeah, we got it. Okay.
So Des said we pay bills, eat, breathe, pay rent. So consultation services need to be charged. I charge my consultation service.
I do too. Yeah, and I agree. I've always said if you have a skill or you have experience that other people don't have and other people want or need, you should charge for that. So I absolutely agree. And if you didn't charge, Des, I would think that was foolish. For me, I don't charge it for money because I have a job, and but I absolutely agree with that. You should definitely charge for that. Right? Okay.
Naughty Bike Rider, hello.
Hey,
Thank
Naughty.
you so much. A foreigner will lose in the Philippines no matter what he provides in the relationship. Date at a distance and keep your backpack closed.
Wow. It sounds like somebody's had a bad experience out here in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know about dating at a distance because I want close relationship.
Yeah.
I don't want to date at a distance.
Everybody's different though. Everybody's different.
I hear you.
Frank Coates, what's up, Frank? Long time.
Letting you know that single mom interview you both did yesterday was spot on. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank.
There's a part two.
Yeah, and there's a part two. We're gonna have it on
Monday
you guys'
night.
Monday night. So we appreciate that. And Des was tremendous in it. I just think on that one point we didn't necessarily agree on. That's it. Okay.
Hello, Adrian. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, family, on the idea of femininity. When women say for the right man she'll be feminine, she wants to be uncooperative.
I think that's how a lot of men see it, Adrian. I think that's how a lot of men see it. And if it's a quality man, they mentioned a transition. Sting Shag said that there needs to be a transition. I'm with that. I get that. I just think that transition period might be really short because there's quality man has a lot of options. That's all I'm saying. Okay. All right.
Okay. Cliff said I already subscribed to her channel.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Cliff.
Yeah. And let me put it out there again. Her channel is Filipina Des 8888 4 8s. So if in case you didn't know, now you know, right? Subscribe to her channel. Give her the love. Show her some love on her channel, right? So we absolutely loved having her on, and I would love to have her on again.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay.
DC said foreigners should not cross that line. Let the mothers handle that.
And I think that's about the discipline, right? And Obi-Wan agreed and said it's not worth it, right? Okay.
So Naughty Bike Rider said, a Filipina is only trying to survive with a foreigner. The Philippines has an excellent family code for the child, no matter if the child is illegitimate.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Joey said to Adrian, yes, being cooperative, that's being a feminine with friendly and not argumentative and combat.
That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. There cannot be two chefs in the kitchen or two dogs in the pen. You just got to ride on my train. I'm not riding on yours, right? That's all I'm asking. I don't think that's too much. I really don't. If you're expecting certain things from me, it stands to reason that I expect certain things from you as well. Okay. All right. Let's see.
Okay, that was a while ago. Okay, so Young Fresh said, I agree. Stay away from uncooperative women.
Okay.
I'm a what? I don't know what's the name of Amo. But what? But Filipina Des, what happens when masculine and masculine butt heads?
Then
Please, you tell me what you think will happen. Visualize.
I can visualize it. I can visualize it. I think it's easy to visualize. Amawat, I understand. I hear you.
Two bulls in the same pen.
Two bulls in the same pen. You can't have them. You can't have it. It doesn't work that way, right? So I agree. Okay.
Okay. So Filipina Des said most Filipinos should allow the foreign guy to at least give the kids that this is the right thing or wrong thing. He puts food on the table, so why isn't allowed to talk?
Absolutely agree with that. Absolutely agree with that for sure. Right. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
So Joey. Joey said that's the basis that I married my wife. Been dealing masculine women in the past. That's why Richie will point out it's in you. If you're not feminine enough, then it's not prerequisite that you need.
Right. And that's the point. If your goal is to get a quality man, if that's your goal, to get a quality man who's going to be who can lead your household, who can provide for you and your kids, he is not going to tolerate a masculine woman. So we get, again, you be all right? Okay. That's my whole premise, is that you have to learn to put that aside, and it might be a transition. It better be a short transition if you want that quality man. But if not, you're gonna end up losing him to another woman. And that's the whole thing. And for the good women who are good women, I'm not saying they're bad women, but if you can't figure that out, it sucks, because as Des pointed out in our interview, the clock doesn't stop ticking. It never stops ticking, and you start getting older, and I'll use Des's phrase, less desirable, and then you're losing men for all the wrong reasons, all the reasons you didn't want. So that's my whole point, right? Next.
Naughty Bike Rider said, an educated Filipino are the best. They bring more to the relationship.
Okay.
Jones said, if you want feminine, go to Korea and Japan. They're very feminine.
They're very feminine in Japan, for sure. I will definitely vouch for that. I absolutely vouch for that. You will never, this conversation would not exist in Japan. It would be non-existent. It would not exist.
DC said, how can single moms think that they have the right to be manly, but single man never try to be feminine?
I don't know. I'm not sure the logic is logical.
Stink Shag said, trying to call in. Okay.
We picked him
so Amawa, okay. Joey said to Amawat, yes, totally agree to masculine energy won't work in a relationship. It creates chaos.
Right.
Okay. So DC said, I think that she's being responsible with not being feminine.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
Okay. Joey to Jones, it's not about too soft and gentle. It's the energy. Like, it's not combative or argumentative, bossy, not cooperative. That's was pointing out in the discussion.
Exactly. That's a great way of putting that. It's a great way of putting it. Okay.
So Des said a single mom will have to transition. It might take a while. Every Filipino can change or not change. It's an individual's effort to change. She needs to adjust fast back to her feminine self.
I have a question. So if we can understand or come to an agreement that there's a transition, right? Why couldn't, and if our goal is to find a quality man, then why couldn't we start that transition before you find the quality man? Why wouldn't we? It's a question. Why, if we understand that there's a transition phase, what stops us from starting that transition phase? If the goal is ultimately to get that man, or get a quality man, and we know that man is going to require a feminine woman, why wouldn't we start that transition even before we get the guy?
What if she doesn't have the guy?
But it doesn't.
How can she transition if she doesn't?
But you can't start being more feminine before you meet the guy?
But hear me out.
Okay.
With or without a man, you don't have to you're feminine. With or without a man. So why do you...
But I'm assuming, I'm taking Des' side. I'm taking her side on this, and I'm saying, if I'm acquiescing to saying, then there is a transition period, like Stan and Des said. There is a transition period. Fair enough. Okay. But if we understand that, and if the ultimate goal is to get a quality man and be in a relationship with a quality man, then why wouldn't we start transitioning even before we meet the quality man? Why wouldn't we start that phase and start working on that before we even meet that quality man? That's my question. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do. I think it's a good point. It's like preparing before it
Yes,
actually
exactly.
happens.
You're
So
preparing for the exam before the exam, right? You're studying for the exam before the exam, right? Everybody, everybody is saying, call in, Des, call in and give us your take so we can hear it directly from you. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay.
Naughty Biker said, keep the word DSWD in mind and barangay captain. Ooh, I'd like to hear what your experience is, Naughty
What is
Biker.
DSWD?
DSWD is Department of Welfare and Social Development.
Yeah.
This is actually the one concerning with children and
Right. Yeah. Everybody is saying call in, Des. They want to hear you. The crowd is calling your name. They want to hear you. They want your voice. Call in, Des. Because I would love to have you on here, and especially to clarify your position. I think I kind of side. I get what she's saying, but I just disagree slightly with somebody. Right? Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So Obi-Wan said, time a woman wants a man, won't she automatically get feminine before dating? So yeah, I think that my opinion, Obi-Wan, is that whether or not you are with the man or without.
Okay, we'll take this call from KB real quick, and then I think we're gonna get Des on the line. KB, what's up, man?
What's happening, fella?
What's happening, brother?
KB.
My man.
Oh man, I've been listening long enough.
Give it to us.
I had to call in.
Give it to. I know. I know there's some people that they're gonna call in. They can't take it. They'll listen, but they can't take not calling in on this one.
Well, you know, we've got our own basketball team as well. Miss Anna and I do. And my whole take is let me just give you my perspective on what I heard Des say.
Okay.
I heard her say she went from survival mode to partner mode. That's the way I interpreted what she was saying.
Okay.
It wasn't necessarily that she went from I'm not feminine to now I'm all of a sudden feminine with a guy in my life, but I went from survival mode to now we're a partnership. If she found the right guy. That's the way I interpreted it.
Okay.
And that may be what she was trying to portray, and it may not be, but that's the way I saw it.
Right. I think I understood her point, and I didn't. I think you can't flip a switch. Is my whole point. I think the guy is looking for a feminine woman, and if you're not feminine, you're gonna risk losing a lot of quality guys, and that's my point. And there might be a transition. I didn't think about that. Maybe there's a transition, but it needs to be short if you're wanting a quality guy in your life.
Well, yeah, and you'll see that. I mean, you know, we can see. I say we can see. You can see through a lot of the BS.
Absolutely.
When the show's on, and you can read through it. But when there's children involved, you have to know there's a survival mode there for moms.
Right.
I mean, honestly, you're a single mother. Your whole instinct is to keep the kids alive, keep the family unit going until
you can't anymore.
And it's just one of those. I see it firsthand, and now respect it more than ever before.
Right. I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. Based on conversations you and I have had personally, for sure. Right.
Thank you so much,
I
KB.
appreciate you calling, and we're going to take this next call, bro.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a good one.
Take care.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Later.
All right, we got somebody calling in from Chi-Town. So hold on a second. All right, go ahead. Who's calling in?
Hey, Richie and Shane. This is Adrian Marshall.
Hey, what's up, Adrian?
You're on the road. Be careful,
Now I'm home in Kansas. I leave out tomorrow, going to West Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay.
1,000 miles. I got to drive in 3 days.
Okay. What you got on our topic?
What I got on your topic is the Philippines need to start opening their eyes, because this masculine energy, feminine energy, those are feminist talking points. This I'll be feminine for the right man, those are feminist talking points. My mom raised 9 of us, and I never seen her display any masculine energy. By nature, a woman is nurturing. By nature, a man is masculine. So when my mother disciplined us, with no masculine energy, she did what a mother is supposed to do. And if a mother got boys, only reason why she in her masculine, because she chose to be in her masculine, because she didn't set the guidelines for the boys when they were little babies, starting out.
Okay.
You start them out. What makes a person mature is responsibility. My oldest daughter, I had her from age 10 months to age 12. From age 1.5, if she dropped something on the floor, I had her pick it up. At age 3, she wanted to help me season the chicken. I taught her how to do that.
Right.
I didn't have and I didn't have to be in my feminine energy because I was a single parent to my daughter. It's nature. God put in a man masculinity. He put in a woman femininity. This society in which we live in, especially the American West, have stripped that out of women. It got them totally against their own nature. That's why their relationships are failing. The women in the Philippines need to be aware of the language they're choosing to use. That's it.
Adrian.
Thank you, family.
Adrian, I wish I could disagree with you, but I can't. I just can't.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts.
Much appreciated.
Adrian.
Okay. And Des, yes, you can call on. You can call. You got me on. You got me on. We're hooked up on WhatsApp. So call in on WhatsApp.
Okay. So we'll move on to the next while you're doing that.
Yeah.
Okay,
the calls are fine, so we're good. So so Des says she was going to call in, so she could so she can call in on WhatsApp. And actually, here, hold on a second. Okay. There we go. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Hold on a sec. Now we're going to take this call. We're taking this one. Sorry, second. Okay, Des, holla at your boy, holla at your girl. Talk to us.
Hi, Des. Good morning.
You got 50 people listening or watching. Talk to us.
Hi, Richie and Cheng. Sorry, guys, I just had a big cup of caffeine and I reacted. I'm sorry about that.
No.
And so I'm looking at you guys in front of my desktop monitor and I'm using the phone. I'm not sure actually how this. What was that the number that you showed in the screen? So I just born yesterday. I couldn't.
That's all good. We got you on now.
But to just to clarify some things your live chat have said, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and we all react and give comments based on what we see and what we heard, what we hear from others, right? So it's good that you guys are, professional. You take negative comments from others, like, okay, we disagree, we can disagree on that. And just to clarify to the person, or
your comment, you dropped.
you have to.
Don't move.
Sorry.
Don't move wherever you are. Don't move. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, maybe it's my connection here.
It could
Wi-Fi
be. It could be.
in
So
the
don't
Philippines
move
is-
around if you can. Yeah.
It's me. It's my end. Yeah. So, guys, let's clarify these things. And I think Cheng knows this. There's no such thing as, this might sting to your viewers. There's no such thing like you have to ask for a permission or put in the paper, go to the social service. Hey guys, I am dating a single mom. There's nothing like that, guys. Whoever is spreading fear, that's not nice. Come on. I think Cheng got my point. Like, isn't it, Cheng? We don't have, you don't have to tell the guy, the foreign guy, hey, you got to go to the social service and ask permission. This is the first time I heard about that. Like, huh?
I think.
So
Go ahead. I think you
go on,
may have misinterpreted what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
Because he was saying that when you're he might have, I don't know, he might have an experience with dating a single mom, and you have to take into consideration the DSWD and barangay captain because of the things that might
could happen.
Yeah.
I don't think he was saying literally, or that was his experience. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. We yes, we share our experiences, and that's the guy's experience on that one. But so far, in my own experience, this is just from my own experience. I dated this guy. I told you I haven't shared it yet, but maybe in the future. So I dated this guy from the US, and so far he didn't really need, like, or he didn't really overthink, hey, do I need to get something from the barangay or what? So, well, I'm sorry if I misunderstood the person who said that.
I don't think he meant it literally. I don't think he meant it literally. I think it was figurative.
Anyway, that's all for now. I'll call later again, or maybe next time.
Wait, please. Wait, first, your kids are two boys and a girl, or two girls and a boy?
Two girls and a boy.
Okay, I was right. Okay, and then would you, while you're here, clarify what you said, because I don't want to misquote you. I don't want to misrepresent anything that you said. So clarify what you said about the feminine energy part. I want it to come from your mouth, not from mine.
Yeah, everything's settled down. It's all good. I guess it's just the chat box is so slow, or we guys in the live chat are typing too fast. So you guys are having hard time because of us. You can spank us, But okay, so it's all good now. I totally understand you, Richie. Like, it's not the man's job, and I'm on the same page when you said many Filipino single moms will lose the quality men if they won't show their feminine side. Like, we have to do it quickly.
Yes.
And I agree with Sheng earlier. She said something about preparation. So yeah, she said, isn't it Sheng? You said, how can we change if there's no guy yet? So I got her side. We have to stay, father, mother role while waiting. But when the guy is there, we should prepare. Or let's say, I'm gonna date now. I'm gonna date soon. I should change a little bit about myself. Okay, last one. Unfortunately, there's so many Filipino single moms in the Philippines, but no one tells them, like, hey, it's not bad to turn back to your feminine side. Don't be scared. No one tells them that.
You heard it here first.
No. It's just so sad. They should not be scared.
I agree.
Go on. I saw your hand.
No, I said you heard it here. You said no one tells them that. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
We're saying it.
So no one's so sad. So we like in the interview, but a little bit of spoiler. We can lie on the bed all the day for the guy. We can be submissive all they want. It's just nobody tells most of these Filipino single moms, like, hey, just be submissive and enjoy the time. You give yourself, give up yourself. So if no one tells us, no one tells them.
If you think he's a leader, let him lead. Right? If you feel like he's a leader, let him lead. It should make your job easier.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, in theory, that should make your job much easier, actually. Right?
Yes, and just to address something in the live chat. I totally understand. You have 99.9% of your viewers are Western men, foreign men, and here's the thing. Why when when a Filipino single mom learns that she can put standards or raise her standards higher, we are called westernized in a bad way. Like like every Filipino single mom that have the right to put standards and express ourselves. We are called westernized for respecting ourselves. I don't really care about what people say now because I was once had very low standards and I picked the wrong guys. And I told myself, yes, what the heck? It's not being westernized, whatever people call it. It's giving respect to yourselves, even you guys, the Western men, right? You have to put standards because your standards will, give yourself the time like, hey, man, hey, dude, you gotta respect yourself. How you respect yourself? Put standards. Choose the quality woman that you would like to have. Because if you don't have standards, you pick the wrong women, right?
For sure.
So it's just sad that we whoever Filipinas are called westernized. That she's not going to get find a guy because she's open minded or she is expressive. I just let it go. Well, these people, I understand that, you can only understand being a single mom if you are a single mom.
True.
Nobody can understand what we go through. So that's my points for now.
Thank you.
I don't want to say sorry. I don't want to say sorry for being expressive.
No.
It's just the reality. We are called bad women for putting standards here in the Philippines. So that's it.
First and foremost, Des.
Go on. It's your turn.
First and foremost, Des, thank you so much for coming on. And you never have to apologize for being expressive. That's what our show is about. Our show is about people being able to express themselves, whether or not we agree. It's not important that we agree all the time. So I appreciate you coming on and clarifying your position. There is one thing that I would say though. I would ask, or I would say, if we can all have standards. I can say I can deserve or I want a woman who's who is an 8, who has 6-pack, who has this kind of job, who has this. Everybody should have standards. I think that's great. But can you meet those standards yourself? I think that's a key point. I mean, having standards is phenomenal. We all think we deserve X amount, but you only deserve what you earn. So I hear what you're saying about men who say some women are too westernized because they have standards. But I would ask, are they saying they're too westernized because they have standards, or are they too westernized because they have standards that they themselves can't meet or that they don't qualify for? That's my question, right? Okay, all right. So I think that was. I'm so glad we got to have Des on. Okay, we'll take this. I think this might be Stink Shag again. Okay, we'll take this call. Boom. They have to make it our last call. Last call of the day. Who is it?
It's Kermit. How you doing?
Kermit, what's happening, man?
I'm all right. How y'all doing?
We're doing real good. What you got on our topic? You're gonna finish it off for us, bro.
Okay, well, I'm too selfish to have a woman with children.
Okay.
Taking it on a different level, though. She was, if I'm not mistaken, was a widower. Right?
That's correct.
So, she spent a certain amount of time to give her greatest gift to a man that she married. So it just happened that God took him on. But it seems like you have to sacrifice something to give your children something. Whether she got married before or after, she got her paper, in other words. But I leave on the 25th. And I get there before New Year's. I'm going to probably have to challenge you and Calvin and Peter, have a contest, see who can find me the wife.
I think there'll be plenty of suitors. I'm sure there'll be plenty of suitors for you.
Well, if you say so. I sure enjoy your show, though. I watch it every time. Do you guys come on a certain time and day?
We do. It's always same time. It'll be Saturday night in the U.S., 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
Okay. And every now and then we'll do a live show on during the week. Every now and then.
All right, so I'll be in Manila after a couple days after Christmas. So I definitely want to meet you.
Holler at us when you get here, and we'll do our best to put aside some time and see if we can meet up with you.
I appreciate you.
Thank you, Kermit. We appreciate you, man. Take care.
All right, have a nice day.
Bye-bye. Okay. Awesome. I knew this show was going to go a real long time. So let's finish. I want to make sure to get all of Dez's comments in. I want to make sure to get all of her comments in so she can be heard, and because we want to promote her channel as well, right? So so go ahead.
Des said, I'm used to being misunderstood by people. It's okay. I got Cheng's point. You got to do what we have to do. Again, when there's a partner, now she could adjust quickly.
Okay, fair enough. All right, and let's see. Okay.
Okay, so Raymond said, I would not put up with a woman saying I need to make her feminine. I would be out on that relationship, to be honest.
Okay.
Des said to Young Fresh, I think you misunderstood me. I always get that.
I felt like Young Fresh was saying the same thing. Like Jerry was saying the same thing she was saying. No? Did I misunderstand? Because they were both saying that there's a transition period.
It was Stan.
My bad. You're right. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. My bad. Okay. Yeah. And thank you. Amawat, you said something really cool, man. It's all good. This should never, I hope nobody ever feels like they're coming on this channel and being attacked, because that is not the objective of that's not what I'm trying to accomplish. That's not my objective. In fact, at the beginning of the show, I made it clear that I won't tolerate anybody attacking anybody, especially if it's a single mom on here. I want people to be heard. I want people to feel like they're heard and understood. And Des, I'm going to apologize to you in advance. If you feel like I or anybody in our audience attacked you, then I apologize. That was not my intention and has not or will not be my intention. But if I don't agree, I'm going to always respectfully say that I don't agree, right? And there was only one point where I felt like I didn't agree, but the rest I was cool with. I want to reiterate that I had a wonderful time. I had a phenomenal time with you when we filmed. You can't not have a good time if you're filming 2.5 hours of content, which we did, right? So I hope you don't feel like I attacked you. And again, I apologize to you if you feel like it did. It was not my intention at all. Okay. All right. So really quick, we'll pour over some more comments, but I want to get all of Dez's comments in here.
Joey said to Des, it's not that we don't misunderstand you, ma'am. It's just masculinity and toughness are not the same. You're tough with your child, but you act like men when
Joey is my brother from a Filipino mother. That's my dude. Joey, that's why I love you, dude, because we get each other. It doesn't have to be a cultural thing. We're in two different cultures, two different kinds of men, but we understand. All right, cool.
Okay, so Des said to Joey, I get misunderstood all the time. I get your point. Okay. So Des also said we got to act fast and turn back to our femininity.
Boom. That's it, baby. That's it right there. That's it. Okay. All right. Okay.
I agree with Rich that transition would be very short.
Okay.
Okay, Filipina Des said, many Filipino single moms need to understand that they are allowed to go back to their feminine side. Unfortunately, no one explains it to them.
Sorry, baby. Yeah. Des, if you was right here, I would be giving you a hug right now. Now that's all I'm saying. Stan, thank you for pointing that out, because thank you for pointing that out too, Stan, and bringing that to my attention. I still think, and I'm sure you agree, that transition would probably be pretty short. But it's not a switch. Just like we can't have a switch to turn on our masculinity, it's not just a switch to turn on your femininity. You can't, if you've been wearing both hats, you can't just flick a switch and suddenly be a feminine woman. All that, it's going to take a little bit of time. So I agree with you, Des, and thank you for bringing that to my attention. Okay. All right. Let's see. What else? What else did I miss?
Des said to Richie Chang, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sound mean. I just had a big cup.
Stop, girl.
No.
You didn't sound mean to nobody. Right. Okay. All right. Frank said Stan is absolutely correct, right? So we're all on the same page. We're getting there. We're cool. You guys stick around for part 2. Part 2 is good. Part 2 of this interview is good. It's better than part 1. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Filipina Des is like Rick coffee sticks, 1 small Coffee Mate sachet, 2 teaspoons of sugar. Coffee ko is not nice for me.
It's gonna go right through you.
Okay, Des to Joey, I didn't see it like attacking. Many people think I am like that.
Right.
Okay.
I definitely don't want you to think anybody here, or especially me, that we're attacking you. Okay.
Okay. I don't see it attacking single moms.
Okay. Well, she said same thing. Basically, same comment, right? Okay.
What if you get the silent treatment for 5 years? Is that a bad sign?
IMF. You know, way to take us out of that one, out of that tense moment and into something funny again, right? I think it might be time to go, bro. Okay. It might be time to go. Mother effing mom, right?
I leave on Christmas Day and arrive at Clark.
At Clark. Oh, mother effing mom. If you're in Manila, holla at your boy. And yeah, if you're around Makati especially, holla at your boy, and let's see if we can get together, bro. Okay. Okay.
Stan said, Des, I'm with you. I see exactly where you're coming from. I raised 3 step kids here in America, so I know I have experienced the off and on masculine energy in a woman.
Right, and I think that's a great point. That's a great way to finish this off. So we understand. I mean, we can all come to an agreement. We don't have to agree on everything, but we can listen to each other and hear each other out. Stan, you kind of opened my mind up to that, because I'm thinking, you better snap out of it. That was my thinking before. But now I'm hearing you, and maybe there is a transition. Maybe there is a transition, and it's going to take a little time. I'm just saying it better be a little time, right? It better be a little bit of time. But there is a transition. It's not going to be overnight, or the flick of a switch. And I appreciate you. I'm glad you called in and brought that to all of our attention, Stan. Okay. Let's see. Slick Rick said, IMF, I'd wait just a few more days before I move on. After 5 years, right? Okay, good humor, right? All right. Let's see.
Okay, so IMF said, Filipina Des, not me. I'm just talking about those happy people who are in that situation.
All right.
Luca said, to Des is a wonderful woman just like Cheng, and Rhoda, new subs here. Thank you, Luca.
Absolutely.
Hey, Luca, get in touch with us. I need to talk to you. I need to reach you, Rhoda. You and Miss Rhoda. Miss Luca, please send us a message.
Right. Okay. Let's see.
IMF, might as well marry a tree. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You probably have better luck.
Okay,
right? Mother effing mom.
I think I'm going to have a contest to see either you, Calvin P, or the Catholic. Okay. He called in.
Good. Okay.
Okay, so Frank said the Filipino single mothers will eventually have the same personalities of Western
if they're not careful, if they keep following social media and following the BS. But I would say, look at where the Western women are. Are they winning? I'm just saying, it's not looking so good for Western women. It's not looking so good. And I want to point out too, there's another very important thing to point out. For the Filipino women who are watching the channels of Western women, I'm going to say this. Keep in mind, those women have jobs where they can literally be independent women. They can support themselves if they need to. I don't think, just my own opinion, a lot of Filipino women don't have that option, don't necessarily have that option. You disagree? You have that look.
I don't disagree. I'm just
okay. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Let's finish up. I know you've been a trooper. You've been a trooper. So, all right. Let's see. DG said, "My way or the highway." I won't say my way or the highway, DG, but it's something close, bro. It's something. There just can't be two chefs in the kitchen. Can't be two bulls in the pen, whatever you want to call it. There can't be two. And if you settle on the fact that I'm a leader, if you believe I'm a leader, then let me lead. All right. We'll take this last call. Who's calling in? What you got? This is the last
Great. Hello. Can you hear me?
Can
you hear me okay?
We got you.
Great. Listen,
I'm not a bike rider. I got 7 years consecutively up under my belt in the Philippines. I am registered on the Coma League. I can vote in the Philippines.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So when I was speaking on not just bad experience, but, basically the Philippines is all about connection. Once you learn the language, because I can understand Visayan because I was in Cebu, and I'm here to say the real question is, why don't Filipinos date single Filipino women?
Cheng, would you like to answer that? There's an answer.
There is an answer because a lot of Filipino families wouldn't accept a woman with children, especially when they have a son and they want their son to marry someone who doesn't have children.
That's the bottom line. They no longer qualify for a lot of local men here in the Philippines. That's the truth.
Exactly. And what I want to also bring out, because I have a lot of friends, or how they say in Philippine, amigos, they are a professor of law. I even taught at the University of Cebu, LNM, under the guidance of Mr. Go. I'm not sure if he's still alive. Fact check me. But what I'm saying is, once I learned the language, then it was easy for me to, navigate through the Filipino, because when I was scared speaking Visayan, my dialect, my English dialect, people laugh at me, but I gained confidence. And as an instructor or a teacher in the COVID area, 2020, not long ago, I'm very well known and very rehearsed. And being that I'm saying that I am registered with the Coma League, I think that speaks volume of my credentials in the Philippines. So that's why I can speak about the DSWD. A lot, and like I said in my previous messages, Philippines have excellent family code law. In fact,
I agree with that.
The U.S. can adopt some of their, their laws as far as the family code. But
I think she took what you wrote literally. Yeah, and I don't think it was meant to be taken literally. But I think
nothing is taken. It's her comment. But being that I'm registered in Coma League, I can vote. I have the same rights as she do in the Philippines.
Got you. Okay. Appreciate you calling in, man. We'll make
you.
yours the last call of the day. And we'll end on that note. Thanks for calling in. Don't let it be the last time.
Thank you.
Okay. So I know you've been a trooper, and I really appreciate it. So let's get Dez's comments in here. Because I really want to make sure we get all of her comments, right?
Okay. So Des said, a woman is the queen of her kitchen and house when the guy is out. We cook, we want to focus chores, no disturbing, please. And when he is home, she is feminine. It should be like that.
I totally agree.
So Luca said, there are men who doesn't agree with women.
I'm not one of those women. I'm not one of those women. I'm not one of those men. I think I celebrate independence. I celebrate women's ability to have equality and all of that. I just think God gave us roles. God gave us gender roles, and they should be followed. And when we stop following those roles, bad stuff happens. Go ahead.
Okay, please send me this. Okay. Live stream. Some PayPal tips. Hosts give us some good attention.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So Des said, I think I got Cheng's point. I agree with Cheng. Okay.
Des needs to call and speak her truth. She did, and we appreciated it for sure.
So Joey said to Des, why would a man become feminine when he comes home?
No, I think he misunderstood.
Okay.
I think he misunderstood her point. Yeah. Right.
Okay. Stink Shag said the transition has to happen when the man is present. The reason why is because if that masculine transition starts to happen while raising those kids, there's a probability that those kids will run.
I'll have to think that one. Run over her. Right? Run over her. I gotta think. I've got to think about that one. I'm not sure I agree with that one, Stan. But let me chew on that one. Okay. And yeah, I'm sure me and you will talk. But yeah, I'm not sure I agree, but let me chew on that for sure. Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. That said, to Joey, please read again. I think you missed some.
I think so too. I think so too. Right.
So that said, I agree with Cheng. Single mom should prepare.
Okay. Yeah, and I think they ironed that one out because I think he did misunderstand her words.
Okay.
All right. Let's see.
Okay, so Raymond Distinct Shag, I agree. Transition has to happen, but if transition can take 5 months, I would be gone.
I would be too. And so look, so Stan, look what you did, bruh. Look what you did. This is what dialogue does, right? You put some thoughts in some men's heads, including my own, that didn't exist there before. That's what happens when you have dialogue, when you agree. Sometimes when you listen to people who have different ideas and different thoughts. And so Luca, so Des, Ching, speak your truth. We might not agree, people might not agree, but speak your truth and let's have a conversation about it. And at least, even if we don't agree, at least we understand a different perspective. And to me, that's what this channel is about, right? Okay, all right. So Des said we don't have to finish reading the rest of her comments. All right. I just want to make sure. Frank said, if you're a retired man, it's easier to stay away from single moms. Don't need the drama. Some people might agree with that, bro. Some people definitely might agree. Okay. Young Fresh said, Des is very westernized. I say this respectfully, of course. She'll have a hard time finding a quality man that will tolerate that thinking. She wants to replace the man's role. I don't know. Jerry, I don't know that how would I say this? I don't think she's trying to replace the man's role. I just think maybe she doesn't understand, or she didn't understand that we're looking for a feminine woman. And I understand now that there might be a transition from that masculinity to the feminine side, a very short transition, albeit. But I don't know that I would say she's super westernized. I did hear a little bit of westernizing in it, as you will hear in our second interview. But I'll vouch for Des. I think she's a quality person, and but maybe I think maybe there might be something that comes along that brings out her feminine energy more, and I think that would get a better end result, is how I would say it. Right? Okay, so let's see. Okay. Obi-Wan said, don't become Western. That's not a good look. Women all over the world respect themselves. I agree. It sucks when people start following a trend that's not working. That's clearly not working. Yeah. And especially here, it's not a good trend to follow because women don't necessarily have as much way to be independent. So getting on the anyway, let's see. Obi-Wan said, I was a single parent, so I know how it is. When I decided to date, I had to have my act together so I could do just that. And that's my premise too, Obi-Wan, is like, why wait until we start dating to get your act together? Maybe we need to start before you start dating. I would agree with that, right? Okay, let's see. Okay. Derek, DC said, I think a lot of people need to take the time and make sure that they're ready. Boom! And make sure that they're ready for a relationship before they enter the relationship. DC, I don't know that I can disagree with you, bro. I think I got to agree with you. All right. And Stinkshad said, I don't see Des by any means taking the role of a Western woman. I don't see that either. I agree. I don't see her taking the masculine side of being a single. I see her taking the masculine role of being a single mom. I agree with that as well. When she has to, and has to learn when she may be courting a high value man, how to recess those. So good. Can you read this for me? So, because I think this is an important comment.
Okay.
Right.
So Stink Shag said, I don't see Des by any means taking the role of Western women. I see her taking the masculine role of a single mother when she has to learn when she may be courting a high value man how to recess those masculine traits in order to let that man feel her
well said
energy.
Stink Shag, well said, bruh. Well said. I see exactly the same thing. I think that's the perfect. I couldn't have put it better. Right. Okay. Right. All right. Thank you, Des. So I'll read your last comment. Thank you so much. Luca, thank you for adding to the conversation. You know, we always appreciate having the local women in here to add to the conversation and put us up on game. Put us on game. Let us know. Get us inside your heads and let us know what you're thinking. That's the best way that we can relate to each other and be able to, have cross-cultural relationships. Understand each other.
Luca said to Des, never apologize for being the woman that you are. If some people don't agree with your point of view, then it's on them. You are a strong woman and a wonderful mother, and I respect your opinions.
Right?
Filipina Des to Luca, true. Where are you from, sis? Hey, you please don't ever apologize.
Right.
Okay, Luca, I'm up north in Bulacan. I value your opinions. Please come here more often. Maligayang Pasko.
Luca, we want to interview
Luca!
you. We want to interview you
He
so
does have the
much.
number is here already.
Right, exactly.
I'm just
Anyway,
yeah.
I think we're just about we've gotten through most of the comments.
Yeah.
And at this point, wow, we've gone a while. But I think we'll end our live stream at this point. I knew it'd get a little hot. But the key point is I want to thank everybody for being respectful.
Thank you.
I want to thank everybody for being respectful. People give their opinions and you're entitled to your opinions. Just be respectful and give people the same respect you would want in return. And I appreciate our audience for always being able to do that. Slick Rick didn't have to pull the trigger, at least not that I saw. He didn't have to kick nobody out or say nothing. So we appreciate you guys. You can be articulate. We're educated people. You can be articulate and speak your mind. Say your piece without hurting other people. And hopefully we're all able to do that. And again, Des, we really appreciate having you on.
Thank you, Des.
And we're looking forward to putting out part 2, because part 2 is lit.
Yes, I agree.
All right. Anything you want to say? Anything to finish?
Thank you, everyone, for staying with us for 3 hours and 20 minutes.
Thank you. Thank you for staying with us, because I know you're not feeling well today. I know you're not feeling well, so I appreciate you. I really do. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. I'm Richie Rich for Richie Abroad.
And this is Cheng reminding you,
leave with your character,
not with your cash.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.
See you Monday night.
On Monday with part 2. Deuces.
We're out. Dun, 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 dun.